Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sandhills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Sip, I believe your first comments this morning where it was freezing outside. What was Bill saying before the show about the smallest violin for you?
No, it wasn't saying it was freezing.
No, he talked about how hard he worked.
I thought, well, same thing.
Grinding
over here.
Grinding. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard
hardest working man in media.
I heard a reference to the smallest violin playing, so I had to bring that up.
I guess he must be starting up on 4 on his free time. Let's be doing that.
I just wish my life was a little more interesting.
Yeah.
You guys have more interesting lives than I do. Mine's not particularly interesting.
Your
stories are pretty interesting once in a while.
You're going to Oklahoma City for
That's right.
NBA. That's not happening with me and Jake. It's not going on.
I'm not going to OKC.
You guys would never go to an NBA game, number one.
Yeah.
I've been to some recently.
I would go.
Would you?
I would
go with us?
Should we
I wouldn't do that.
Should we go with you for the trip?
Do that,
The kids are fun.
That'd be fun, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. That is the beauty of the trip.
Would I get to drive?
You could drive.
Well, Sip's not allowed to drive, so
because
I
want to drive. I feel better when I'm driving.
You'd have to wrestle with Dominic
because
Dominic's the same way you are. He has his new car and he's driving and nobody else is driving.
Yeah, I like that. I want to be in the front seat then.
I'm in the.
If I'm in the back seat, no, it's not good.
See, we are.
Do you ever offer to drive? They still say no. You can't
100,
drive.
100%. I offer to drive all the time,
and it's still a no.
Even Sean and Robin are just a hard no.
Nope, you're good. You stay back there. You belong.
Now, but me and Bill are different, and I'm different than you guys in that way too. Jake will not sit in the back. I don't think.
I'll get nauseous. I get nauseous
in the back.
I get nauseous. I do. Yeah. And
I did as a kid.
No, I still get nauseous, and also I don't think I'd actually get sick. But if I do, if someone puts me in the back seat and I fight them on it, and I want to be in there like, no, I'm in the back like that. I fake like I'm gonna get sick. I'll fake like, hey, pull over.
That's
seriously.
Like usually a child thing.
Yes,
it is a real thing with children.
It's a real thing. I have to drive. I just have to drive. If we take Laura's car somewhere, I drive the car.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm different than that. Various people in my life will not let me drive.
I don't think I'm a good driver. I'm not saying that. Hey, the reason I want to keep us out of harm's way. I'm not a good driver.
So what is it?
What's that? I just
Control?
It's my comfortable spot.
Okay,
it's my comfortable.
I get bored if I'm just riding. It's if a long road trip. If I'm riding in the passenger seat, I just get so bored.
Yeah.
I want to drive.
This device can help you.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the bike for 4 straight hours. I'm already on it all the time. I don't want to be on it for just 4 straight hours.
You want him to text and drive? Is that what you want him to do?
So he's saying if I'm in the passenger seat, I could be on my phone in the passenger seat, but I don't want to be that.
Touchy subject. Anyway, I wish my life were more interesting. And I was saying it mainly to illustrate that. I don't have a lot of interesting things. One thing, me and Bill are getting old, and I think you probably do this too, Bill. You kind of catch yourself doing old people stuff. And one of those things hit me yesterday. It was kind of sad.
Ooh.
You get bundled up to go. Like I think about going down to my workplace, which is at the post office, is 3rd floor, and I get really bundled up. I got to take this walk from the parking lot to the front door, and it's
it
like 40 yards,
20 seconds.
Yeah, but I gotta get gloved up and have my hat, and then I park my truck yesterday. And I look up and I see this like 25-year-old with her baby. She gets out in flip flops and her little pink sweater on and walks downtown. I'm like, and I'm just like,
see, we're completely opposite on that again too. You've never seen me wear a coat ever.
No, I was gonna say you don't.
I don't wear a coat
bundled
ever.
up.
No socks, no coat for Bill.
No socks.
Are
right
you?
there.
You're no socks.
No socks too. Yeah.
I thought you went to socks in the winter.
Occasionally, well, it depends on what's going on with the. I will for a walk occasionally, but I don't bundle up at all. I don't want to be in my vehicle like the guy from A Christmas Story. Just where you're just like, I can't
Right.
move and a
Yeah.
jacket on and a
That's
scarf
how I
on and a
am.
hat. No, I want to have freedom.
Right.
And then
I
also
know.
it's the
I
same
got
thing.
you.
It's never like, give you an example. Like, say, you have to park outside of a store or something. I'm like going, hold it. If I don't get in and that door's locked, will I die? No, I just walk back to my car and I'm fine. There's no frostbite. There's no anything.
Yeah, I got to adjust.
Yeah.
I got to make this adjustment because it takes a long time to get bundled up.
Now the walk,
Yeah.
the sugar walk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bundled.
Yeah, you gotta have a coat.
But
for
I'm
that.
going-
Yesterday was more.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't
Xanadu
bad.
You had to have a coat though. for that.
My favorite walk now is
100.
dusk.
Really?
We walked at dusk.
What's
And
dusk?
Sugar loves that time.
What is
What,
dusk?
5 o'clock?
Like
right now, isn't it?
4:10?
No, that's the problem. No, don't get me started.
Right.
Oh no, it's light till like 6 o'clock now.
Oh,
Is it?
he's
Yeah.
not
Is it-
happy about that.
No, I'm not happy about
We're
this.
going the wrong direction for
Gaining
Bill.
we gain a minute
Is
a
it-
day
is
of
it-
light.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, and I don't like
Bill
that.
doesn't like,
wait a
doesn't
second.
like
Is
that.
that
No.
true?
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. Remember, on this show now, we're not.
it's
doing
a
bad
factual
facts.
show.
Yes, we're going. Yeah. So
June 21st
Are-
is the lightest day of the year. We get light
Yes.
up until then, Sip.
yes, and then
It's a gradual increase
Oh.
of light.
So
Yes.
this is not good. For
no,
you.
it's not. The happiest time was when they set the clocks. When we fell back
All right.
and it went to complete darkness at 4:50.
Almost just complete darkness.
It was it was so nice.
So it's light till 6. I got to pay attention today.
You'll
So
forget.
dusk is your walk, which is 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm usually out. I'm out the door at 5 something, and we get our walk in. And for whatever reason, Sugar just loves that time of it. Just loves
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm grinding at that.
it. Grinding, getting stuff done. And then
Yeah, you are.
the snow's going to go away because
What?
of the stunt that Shimmick pulled on the miscalculation of the storm. And
Yeah.
now, and she wants snow. Sugar likes to lay in the snow when we're walking. It's going to be all gone, and there's no snow coming. It's been a full year. We've had 1 inch of snow. 1 inch of snow in
Forecast is
1 year.
pretty dry the next 10
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
Is it?
1
Don't see
inch
much.
I'm okay with that.
1 inch of snow.
I'm okay with all of that.
We could use some snow in California right now.
We could,
Yeah.
for sure, out there.
It's
That's a
rough,
terrible situation in California.
What was the word I gave?
Apocalyptic.
Yes.
It is apocalyptic.
it looks
I don't
like
want to
that.
joke
Some of
about
the
it.
videos
No,
are
we're not joking
apocalyptic,
about it
yeah.
at all.
Right.
It's, I watched last night for a half hour just in awe of just like this. How can this be happening? And
Right.
when it said on there, 0% contained, 0% winds in the 90s.
It's not all over LA County,
No.
but Pacific Palisades is where it's concentrated. But it started moving toward the Hollywood Hills, and I haven't heard any updates today. Hopefully, the winds die down, is what you're hoping.
I wonder on that because they're the Santa Ana winds that come. They're a traditional wind. It's it's coming. I don't think it's like one of those things where I was windy for a couple days in Nebraska, then like yesterday it wasn't. I think this winds are going to keep coming for a while.
Not at 100 miles an hour.
No, that'd be hard to keep up.
Right.
The airport, I think it was Burbank, wasn't it? It was like 96 miles
Yeah.
an hour wind
Those
Jeez.
suck.
at the airport.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
96 miles. Why
Yeah.
you,
It
come
reached
on.
it reached
That was a-
it reached
that's
99.
tornado
It
level.
reached 99 in places.
Yeah. So that won't continue. But yeah, there's a science term for what happened that Missing Tooth Greg was telling me, but I can't remember what it is. But it's not going to stay as it is. They got to have the wind subside. That's the key.
I just
Anyway.
can't imagine living someplace and then there's people stranded right now. There's like, okay, hey,
Seriously.
can you get to the grocery store? No, we
Not
can't.
really.
No,
No, we
it gets
can't.
real pretty fast,
Yes.
I would think. With when you don't have a car and your house is burned down.
Yes, that all of a sudden things. What's going on today?
Right.
Well, don't have a car.
Right.
That burned down on the interstate,
Right.
and then we don't have a house either. When we go back, and then all of our valuables, pictures, photos, they're all gone.
No, it's horrifying. It's truly horrifying.
Rough start to 2025.
Yeah.
Terrible start.
Yeah, you guys are you guys both are doing the same thing. Jake has a very nice haircut. You needed that and it looks good.
Thank you.
And you both go to the same barber.
We
Yes,
do. Right,
which
by
is-
the old station. It's
Right.
for nostalgia
It's
reasons.
attached. Yes.
It's nostalgia.
Mackenzie,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
She's,
Nostalgia.
she's, she's great.
and she's a spirit animal.
She is a
too.
spirit animal.
She's
She's very
very
nice.
much like it's like Sarah's cutting
And
her
you're
hair.
going there today,
tomorrow
tomorrow.
morning, 9 a.m.
I went on Monday.
Yes.
And there's something else in the old building now. It kind of made me sad a little bit. The old ticket is not empty anymore.
What's in there?
Some sort of therapists are in there.
Maybe you should
sounds like.
stop in there too.
I should go in.
Tell them about your ice cream issue.
I could have told that.
Peanut butter cup.
Punishment
Punish myself.
Fighting anger with ice cream.
for,
I am
for,
ill.
for intentional brain freeze,
Yes.
which happened. That's what happened there.
Never had one. I want to experience a brain freeze. I've never.
I don't think you do. You're better off
Yeah.
without a brain freeze.
I kind of would if it involved ice cream.
That's true.
I couldn't imagine shoveling ice cream at a pace that I got a brain freeze.
Hey,
I
it was
either.
it was grotesque. It really was.
Was it?
It was kind of sick. Not
Mine's all based on like an icy drink, a Slurpee.
Right. So
yes,
parallel lives. Exactly. That's what got me all the time. I mean, it was painful in your throat.
Mm.
Like you had to gather yourself pain. Like you had to step away.
step
pain.
away.
Yeah. And you can't describe what's happening to people around you. It's just happening. And I would race to something warm, like just a burger or something that would warm my
a
throat.
burger.
Hold it, I'm having a brain freeze. Someone give me a cheeseburger.
Well, you're a Dairy Queen sometimes.
Give me a cheeseburger. Burger me.
The Slurpees I got were red raspberry from Dairy Queen, and usually you could get something warm there. Fries, just give me your fries, quick.
Quick.
By the way,
so some warmth goes down your throat.
we have a text. The first text of the day is a shot at you, Sip, from Ron. Ron on the text line says, late 50s is not old. I'm a young man of 57 and don't do any old man stuff. Come on, Sip. Ron's taking shots.
Can't do certain things at 57.
Let us be the judge of that, Ron.
We'll
If
be
you're
the
doing old
judge.
man stuff or not.
Or Nels from Montana will judge.
Could do that.
Yeah, Nels from Montana will be the judge of that.
People still don't know how you've never had a brain freeze in your life.
I've
either.
never had
It's
one.
a common text now on YouTube
I've
and the
had
text
the
line.
throat freeze, never the brain freeze. When you talked about brain freeze, I was like, God, I've just never experienced it.
Is it because you're smoking cigarettes in high school? Does that make a difference?
Maybe you're immune to brain freeze
Yes.
because of your cigs.
Or maybe I've just never hammered anything that hard, like that.
If you chug a Slurpee, you should get you said
We should
you
throat
should
freeze.
get a brain freeze.
We
though.
should
You
bring a Slurpee in and just
let's do a
experiment
contest
with you.
See if we can can Sip get a brain freeze?
freeze.
Is it possible? Chug the Slurpee
It
and
hurts to
devour
think
this
about it.
ice cream.
It hurts to think about a throat. It was Slurpees too. That's what it was. Seldom on anything else. Slurpees were almost a no-go.
Was there? Did Columbus have a 7-Eleven?
Yes,
Did they?
right by the Dairy Queen.
You lived the life. So you had the Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
a 7-Eleven, and the Loop River.
Oh,
The Loop
those were
River.
three key elements in my life.
The Loop
They
River.
were. They were. All three were key. Yeah, the Loop was.
Is
Boy.
the Dairy Queen the one that I'm
Loop
thinking
was
about? That's
extremely
right.
important.
That's right by the
The bar.
right by the hotel right now, where the
Yes.
Dairy Queen's at. It was in that same
That
spot,
same strip.
little strip right there. Oh, I've
Yeah,
stopped
same
in there.
strip of business.
Right by the viaduct.
Yeah.
Right by the.
And they redid it. It's like brand
and right
new
across
again.
from it was Godfather's, where young Ben worked.
You
Yes.
got it. Good job.
That
Bill.
Dairy Queen's like one of the busiest
job.
in the state.
Is
that
it?
that one in
Oh,
Columbus
it's at
is
the-
one of the busiest
Taj
in
Mahal.
the state.
Yeah, they've redone it.
Taj
They've redone
Mahal.
it.
You
Yeah,
drive
it
by
is.
every time there's a line of like 10 cars. Every single time you drive by that
This
DQ
is really
in
nice.
Columbus.
You guys have this scope of knowledge about Columbus.
So right across the street's the pool,
The
pool's
pool
right
and the
across-
baseball.
The Pawnee
the
Plunge.
baseball field. Yeah,
The baseball fields. God,
that's
this is
the
beautiful.
apex of Columbus.
Well,
I remember the Loop River, the pool,
probably is.
Dairy Queen, 7-Eleven.
It is. It
That's
probably
the
is.
apex.
And the Pawnee Plunge.
And the
Yeah,
Pawnee
you got
Plunge.
it all.
Mhm.
You had it all in
Yeah.
Columbus growing up.
I'm trying to push back. I can't. I don't.
I know I had it all.
I know a bunch
it was
of
the
kids.
best.
I know a bunch of kids from Schuyler used to drive over all the time to come to the Dairy Queen.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Tim Yonk.
Yeah, Yonk used to all the time.
Tim Yonk would come in and it was okay. What are you doing here? True.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our friends at Renew. Please call or text David at 402-833-3858 or go to renewyourauto.com and do everything from body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray and bed liners, paintless dent repair, and more. Renewyourauto.com. Before we get to tonight's playoff game, there was news in Nebraska land yesterday where Elijah Pritchett officially coming to Nebraska,
Nice.
the offensive tackle from Alabama. Sip.
Yeah, there are things happening. There's interesting things happening. So yeah, Elijah Pritchett he's in. So and then there's also on campus, and I believe he's still here. We could probably go over to the Kindler if you
We should
want.
go.
Yes.
Be
During the break?
Intrepid reporters and see if Shiaz Pete is there. I bring this
Let's
up.
go to the Kindler. I'd
That'd be
like
nice.
it.
That'd be good.
These guys would be easy to spot. Now, I think Elijah Pritchett's probably out of town now. He'd be easy. He'd be easy to spot because he's 6'6", 320. Shiaz Pete, this guy I keep referring to, is a left tackle who started a 2-year starter at New Mexico State.
See, I think Bill has to talk to him because they can reminisce on time
Yes.
at New Mexico State.
We could talk about Las Cruces.
Bill
he
says
has-
every year is 7 years down there.
He's
Yes,
six
it's dog years.
He's 6'8", 320. So he'd probably be easily recognizable, long flowing hair. If you see that, that's probably
That's him.
Shiaz Pete.
Look for a tall guy with long hair, and you'll
6'8",
Big tall
320.
guy.
Now he would probably be your starting left. He would probably be your starting left tackle next year, Shiaz Pete, if they get him. They're Michigan. He's interested. He's. Let's put it this way: his agent is Ryan Tolner. Ryan Tolner's Jared Goff's agent. Is Marcus Mariota's agent. Has done $2 billion in deals with athletes. Shiaz Pete is a high-priced left tackle. That's when I found out he had this Ryan Tolner as his agent, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then he's got it. Then he's $1 million player, probably, right? Ryan Tolner's not just taking a.
No.
If he can get 50 grand, that'd be
yeah,
great.
it'd be great.
I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, in an apartment too. Yeah, no,
I could work that in.
No, Shiaz Pete is high level. So I don't know. They got Pritchett. They're trying to get Pete. That's the thing. And they got. I think they're going to get a receiver today.
Another
Keep
one.
it at that. Yeah. I'll just keep it at that. So there's.
They've already had 3 transfer receivers. They had the 2 from Kentucky, Dane Key and Hardly Gilmore, as well as Desire Hunter from
Jake
California.
pulling names.
Cortez Mills, a freshman coming in.
Yeah.
You have 4 receivers there.
It's going to look way different. And I don't mind saying we don't need to address it with anybody. Like, we don't need to address it with Schaefer because it's not news yet. But I think you'll hear one pretty quick here today.
A receiver.
Yeah, receiver.
I could
there
play
you
breaking news for that if you want me to.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not until it's actually real.
No, not until it's real.
Okay.
And then the one we're watching the closest is Shiaz Pete, though.
what other options that he has?
A lot. Michigan is Michigan, Vanderbilt, because all those New Mexico State guys went there, including your guy's quarterback,
Diego Pavia.
Yeah, Jerry Kill's there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vandy was in it. Michigan's in it. Oklahoma State, USC. He has a list. I mean, he's highly sought after. Let me get his numbers. He's played 1,900 snaps at left tackle. So those guys are very valuable. This year he allowed just 5 quarterback pressures, 2 sacks. Graded well on PFF. The whole bit, you know. So yeah, he's this very. If you excel, he was all conference USA. If you're an all conference USA left tackle,
Pretty good.
ching 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 ching,
Yeah.
and you're 6'8", you know, you're going to get paid in this world.
By the way, the receiver you're referring to is not anything to keep private. His name is Jonah Wilson.
Yeah,
He's
it is
a
on our
Houston-
board.
He's a Houston
Yeah.
receiver.
It's not
this,
official.
this is out there.
Is
He's
it?
not official.
No.
He's going to visit Nebraska,
Okay.
but he's not committed
It
yet.
is
But
out there, yeah.
the word is
I'm
out there
sorry.
about Jonah, a former 4-star receiver from Houston. People,
I'm very careful on this.
people
stuff.
know the name.
I don't want to get in trouble with Sean. Yeah, I guess as I was talking about,
But it's posted on your website.
It's posted on our website. yeah.
On
Jonah
Oscar
Wilson. Jonah Wilson. So he played for Holgerson. He only had, I think I can do this, Jake. He had 9 catches for 54 yards last year. He was highly recruited player, 4-star player, state of Texas, number 52 player in the state of Texas. This is Holgerson's bringing him in, I'm sure. You know, he played for Holgerson. So, yeah, sorry, Jake. Jonah Wilson. And what
Public
is
information.
he? What is he? 6'3", 205. Bam. Automatic. Automatic.
Just sign him. Just sign him.
Intrigue for me. He's big. He's a big receiver. But think about the receivers you lost. Jamal Banks, big receiver. Isaiah Neyor, big receiver. Malachi Coleman, big receiver. You had to put some bigger bodies in there too. And Isaiah Hunter's a big body. Dane Key's a big body. In the Big Ten, you need big bodies.
Enough said.
Recruiting
Not
expert,
all of them.
recruiting guru.
But
Steve Sipple.
no, is it true though, Bill? Isn't that? I don't want a Big Ten team that lines up 5'10", 170, 5'9", 185, 6 foot 180. I don't. That's not. I'm not interested in that. I need a couple 6'2" and 6'4" guys.
I support you.
Do you?
Yeah. It's like anything else. Abuse leads to restrictions. You don't want everyone to be 6'4". You don't want everyone to be 5'8". You want to have a different part of your room.
Abuse.
Yeah.
It's like
I've never heard that phrase
abuse
before.
leads to restrictions. That's exactly right, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting that everybody needs to look like Maurice Purify,
Yeah.
but it'd be nice to have a room with about 3 of Maurice Purify.
I agree with that.
How about Maurice Purify, by the way?
He was a dude. He was so much fun to coach.
Was he?
Oh, he's a great guy.
Did you recruit him?
Absolutely. I did not. I was here on the staff recruiting him.
Yeah.
No, but I was part of the conversation when we had that miraculous comeback at Texas A&M, which was which came off of buffoonery by A&M because we only had 2 timeouts left. And on the first play,
You were down there.
I was coaching the safeties and the special teams coordinator. And on the first play, when we went out on downs, they're in field goal range basically, and he ran out of bounds. So the running back ran out of bounds.
True story.
And then they run
amazing.
Then they run it twice more. We call timeout. Then we block the field goal. Then we go down and we throw the ball to Maurice for a touchdown, and we win
On a corner that was my size.
Yeah.
It was the easiest call in the world.
Well,
Go in the corner and throw the ball up.
we hit Erickson on a route on the sideline also, but
Little Erickson?
yeah, and so, but the incredible part of it was on the sideline, Zach Taylor just talking to Bill Cowan goes, I'm just going to throw it to Mo again. That was the play. Just throw it to Mo again. That's I just ran a go route and threw it to him again, and they won. And we won.
Yep.
Yeah,
You won.
And there was no time.
A&M.
Was
At
that
A&M.
Mike Sherman? A&M.
It was.
Yes, and there
Good
was
call.
no chance that we could win if he doesn't run out of bounds. There's no time.
Was that big running back?
I can't remember what it was. We ran
It wasn't Jaworski Lane. That was before him.
I don't
was it?
think so, but I was like, I was on the sideline. I'm like, oh, they just ran out of bounds. And then
I
we
was
had
in the press box doing the same
then we
thing.
had that conversation. I said, okay, we get him stopped. I go, we'll block it, and we did.
Better
Yeah.
times.
That would have put them up 9. We were up 6. So if they make the field goal, it's also game over. It's
That
over.
was what year, Jake?
2000.
It was when we
Do you
went to the
remember?
Big 12 championship game.
Oh,
So
06?
2006.
Yeah,
Probably 06.
That was the year.
that was the year.
That was a great year. And by the way, Maurice Purify, I don't know if he was kidding or not, but he said he thought snow came up from the ground.
He was here like 2 months ago. He was on with Rashawn and
Oh, he
Farley.
was? Mo was?
I should have
Oh.
brought that up and said, hey,
Why didn't you tell us he was
I
on?
told Sip, I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah,
you knew.
you did tell me, but I didn't. You told me after the fact.
It was too late, yeah.
Right.
But I should have asked him, hey, did you really think that snow came up from the ground?
I think
I've heard
it was
about
one of
the
those things
snow
where you-
comment from you.
Yeah, it was one of those things where he said it at a press conference, so he didn't just say it to me. And you couldn't tell if he was joking or not. He was funny. He was a funny guy.
He was a great guy to coach. Loved him.
So there's your update on Nebraska recruiting. Again, Elijah Pritchett and a couple other guys considering Nebraska.
God, thanks for that A&M story.
It was a fun. Like I said, it was just so interesting.
Great
because
win. Ooh, it was a great win.
Zach's like, I'll just throw it to Mo again. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great win. Great dudes. Zach Taylor doesn't get any better.
Yep.
Good times.
Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year.
He was good. Very good. Tonight, we got a semifinal game
Yes,
in the
we did.
college
Yes.
football playoff. Notre Dame and Penn State. Notre Dame, a 1.5 point favorite
Okay.
in tonight's Capital One Orange Bowl. Winner obviously goes to the title game in the playoff. Early thoughts tonight. Again, Fighting Irish are 1.5 point favorites. A nice win against Georgia. Are you leaning that way for this game, or do you think Penn State can find a way to get to the championship game
Bill,
behind those tough running backs they
Who
have?
do you pick in this game? Who do you pick?
It sure appears that of the 2 games, the one that you think now will not disappoint is tonight's. You really
Hard
think
to pick.
you really think tonight's game is going to be?
If you had to bet $1,000, what would you do?
had to, had to,
What would you do?
I'd go Penn State.
Take all the emotion out of it.
I'd take all. I'd go Penn State. But here's the thing that's
Would you be
odd.
confident?
So Abdul Carter doesn't play against. He plays against Boise a few snaps,
Abdul
and
Carter.
on the sideline, it almost looked like they were like, "Hey, listen, we're going to win this game." And they're like, but I don't know where he's at.
Game time decision.
He's one of the top 5 defensive players in college football, and he is a difference maker. If you don't have him, that's a
Huge.
big deal. you imagine going into whatever game and all of a sudden like, well, Ty's not playing.
No.
That would-
Levante David.
Yeah, Levante David's not playing. Well, that's a big deal.
He's that guy, Jake. He's that guy.
And and they have someone on the other side. That's the difference, is they have both sides of it. I just don't think the thing about the game is this, that Riley Leonard, they cannot win the game throwing for 90 yards.
They did against Georgia, but you're right.
They beat him throwing for 90 yards.
Yeah.
Now they had, remember, and I just don't know, in the end, would they score 24 against them, I believe, against Georgia, right? Was it 24? Is that
Get the final
accurate?
score on that real quick.
That would be pretty close to that.
close to that.
24-13,
Like
I
that.
believe, is about what it was. But anyway, my point being is
23-10.
23-10.
That's what I
Okay,
mean, yeah.
perfect. So 23 points they score, and they get a sack, fumble, and a kickoff return for a touchdown. So 14 points came within about 20 seconds of game clock.
Yeah.
Are you lucky enough to get a sacked fumble at your own whatever 12-yard line? Are you able to get a kickoff? So they only had 240 yards of offense,
Right.
and they couldn't throw it.
I like your Penn State pick.
And so I guess emotionally, Notre Dame is the emotional one. I would say this for the world, you still want Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has way more fan base, that's because they're national.
Mhm.
You'll find Notre Dame fans like crazy here in Nebraska.
Yep.
You don't find a bunch of Penn State fans walking
No.
around. Then I don't
know any.
Then go to North Dakota. You'll find Notre Dame fans. You
Yeah.
won't find Penn State fans. And so you always
I'm Catholic. I
yeah.
understand this.
Yes, thank you. Tell us more about the diocese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please. Let's go into great details.
Now, Abdul Carter, okay, we have Bill here, and he's a football expert, and he can watch a player and say, oh, his ankles are a little stiff, or he says he's really good, but his balance isn't great. We can't do that. I mean, you can't. I can't see stiff ankles. But Abdul Carter, me and Jake, the non-experts, I can watch 5 plays and go, oh, God. He's a top 10
He's pretty
pick.
good.
Yeah, he's a top 10 pick, because that's what happened against Oregon. I was watching that game, and I was like, who's that guy? Abdul Carter. What a freak of nature he is.
Like,
I mean, he's like a bigger Levante David. I mean, he's
That's a compliment.
And he's in a position, sometimes if it's like, hey, what's their best player? He's a corner. Well, they can kind of eliminate him just by formations and say, not throw at him.
Not this guy.
Not when you're on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's kind of a hybrid, though, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Because you can put him at the line, but you could drop him too.
They can do some different things with him. But that's a big factor. I think this game is going to be, phenomenal. Like I said, you can go back and forth. Now, you can build a case for Notre Dame, too.
Oh, yeah.
You can build a case for Notre Dame have lost numerous players for the season. They lost their best D lineman 2 games ago.
Is it right back, man?
And Love is in a brace.
Jeremiah Love, yeah.
I was wondering if the guy was supposed to say it. They had him on. I listened to a podcast, and they had a reporter on from Notre Dame, and they were asking, what do you think about, will Love play or not? He goes, well, I was at practice today. He's in a brace. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to say that. I don't think that was what you were supposed to say. Oops. Yeah. But but Notre Dame also is just kind of on a roll.
Yeah.
I think they forced 32 turnovers this year. Number 1 in the country in forced turnovers, 32. That's insane.
What struck me about, you can watch a lot more games. I have to cover a team on Saturdays. Now, I watched Notre Dame, Georgia, and what was striking about was Notre Dame matched up with them. There was you're like, Georgia's got more talent.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Not really.
Notre Dame's pretty much on par, or maybe even a little better than
So
Georgia.
in this game, there's no wide receivers you talk about, where it's like, well, the playmakers are on the outside for either team.
Notre Dame doesn't have that?
No, it's offense, defensive lines for both teams, running game. But I feel that Penn State is healthier, because they're saying Love was in a brace. I'm just telling you, a running back in a knee brace, that's problem.
Trouble.
That's trouble. Even though he's getting better, that's trouble. The only time in my life that I know it wasn't trouble was a sprained MCL. We're talking about that. I was like, oh no, they can't. He wouldn't be able to play with that. Abdul Muhammad Amir had it when we played him at Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm talking like the running back coach at Wisconsin, all these different players like that, and different guys say, what's it like if you're a running back with that? And like, oh no, he can't go. He won't be able to cut. Can't be able to go like that. Oh, whoop! First play, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Looked just fine. I remember Joe Schobert, as an NFL player, came off and goes, yeah, the knee's fine, coach.
It's okay.
Knee's fine.
Don't worry about him. He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Joe Schobert.
Yeah.
The thing I'm always wary of was when I hear, he's a good running back. He's got some feet issues. We'll go find another one.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. That's always.
We've gone
I
through
think
that.
this game is going to be remarkable. Now, what was the shot fired? Did you get the audio on that?
I don't have the audio. I can preface this though.
The shot fired.
So Marcus Freeman and James Franklin were at the podium at the same time. It was like
I don't think this was a shot.
the pregame.
It was advertised as a shot.
It was kind of. It was. Well,
Go ahead.
James Franklin was saying he kind of took a shot at Notre Dame for not being in a conference.
He did not.
He wanted conference unity here.
Right. He said, with all due respect to Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame, I think every team should be in a conference. Every team should have to play 9 games. And if we're playing conference championship games, everybody should have to play conference championship games. He didn't. It wasn't.
That's not a shot at Notre Dame. Who's sitting right there.
No,
the head coach. Who's
I'm
not
gonna go shot.
I think that's kind of a shot.
I saw it. It didn't seem like a shot at all. I mean,
well,
if it was a shot, it wasn't a shot at this Notre Dame team. It wasn't a shot at Marcus Freeman.
Just the program in general.
Just the setup. It was a shot at the setup.
Well, you know that I'm a believer in what he said, that everyone should play 9 games.
I know you are.
I should play 9 because the reason, one of the reasons we all know that college football gets great viewership. The reason it doesn't get ridiculous viewership is because you have horrible games. You have so many horrible games that people are unwatchable, and so that's why, and that's the reason.
Like Alabama Mercer,
those type of games. Yeah, and then just look at Ole Miss's schedule in their first 4 games. I mean, it's like what, and then it's like all you're looking forward to is about 2 games. So if you're Ohio State, they're looking forward to last year. What? Oregon on the road and Michigan. That was the games they're looking forward to. They didn't. Nebraska played very well again, but that was not must see.
No.
So they put the game at 11 a.m. That tells you everything.
Yeah.
And so if you don't get better games and some way to have some sort of continuity that's at least, okay, we're all in the Power 4 and we're all playing 9 games. And you don't get to say we're a better conference, so we're playing 8.
No,
you don't get to say that.
This is an SEC discussion and an ACC discussion. So ACC's only playing. I read a sport. Now we got to clarify something. Well, there's a Sports Illustrated article that I read last night, and it said the SEC and the ACC play 8 conference games. I'm like, am I losing my marbles?
Then I'm dead wrong.
I'll read it to you.
I thought it was just SEC.
I got it on my phone.
ACC also didn't know that.
I got it on my phone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I did not know that.
And they could be wrong.
I don't think they're right.
Here it is, right here. I have it. Yeah. I happen to have it right here. The Nittany Lions. The Nittany Lions and other Big Ten teams must play 9 conference games. The Big 12 also schedules 9 conference games, while the SEC and the ACC remain at 8. And I was, at that point, I was like, why does nobody talk about the ACC?
I agree. And I've been on that.
This could be wrong. This could be an example of a wrong fact in an article. Jake, please.
I'm looking at the standing. No, it's correct. I'm at the ACC standings right now on ESPN's app. SMU was 8-0 in conference play.
They seem to
Clemson 7-1.
The ACC seems to escape.
No one talks about them at all.
Yeah, they seem to
have escaped it. I agree with
the
that.
scrutiny that the SEC gets.
I agree.
They escape your scrutiny.
They have.
They deserve it though.
Are they going to 9 next year already? Are they at 9?
I don't know.
Because I thought it was just the SEC. This blows my mind.
ACC plays 8 games, 8 conference games.
This is an issue with college football.
We've learned something this morning on the show.
This isn't always an issue with me. There's so much. I don't want to say confusion, but people really can't explain. The average person can't really explain the playoff to you, how it works, how the seeding works. We didn't even know till this moment. We do a daily radio show that the ACC has 8 conference games. College football is weird to me. When Franklin is saying all this stuff, we're nodding our heads and saying, "Yeah, it makes sense." Well, who's going to make that decision? I have no idea.
That's the whole thing. Is that what do we need for football? A commissioner.
Yeah,
you need a commissioner because if someone can't walk in there and say this is what we have to do, because everyone fights only for themselves. Petiti is not going like, well. How do we help the ACC out? Nope, he has one job.
Help the
strengthen
Big Ten
the Big Ten.
Yes,
that's
right.
it.
Would Saban would he be an SEC lean on everything?
No, I think
he'd be magnanimous.
Yeah, I think he would be. I think he's like no. When he took over, if he was the true commissioner, and you have to have a commissioner, but that changes everything. But the billions of dollars that you would make if all of a sudden you're doing TV deals and all these things, and you went like the NFL goes they do it as one. The NFC South or whatever I know what these are. They don't do their own TV deals.
No, I know.
And so the NFL does them. Just imagine if college football went to ESPN or to NBC, whatever, and said, and you negotiate.
I got you.
But you have to have better games.
I got you on this whole commissioner thing, but there's one thing I want to ask you. Ponder this. It's always, everybody says Saban. What if Saban doesn't want the job? Then who is it?
There's someone that would do it just fine.
Who is it?
I'd be hard to
Trev
tell.
Alberts?
Could be.
I mean, Trev has been an AD at Nebraska and now A&M, Big Ten, SEC. Who understand? I mean, I hate to throw his name out there because he's repulsive to me. But
whoa.
I'm uncomfortable over here, Phil.
Because we don't have hockey? Is that what it is?
Come on.
Is it because Nebraska doesn't have hockey?
Sip.
Well, I just need some more names. I need more names.
Well, here's my point: is that there's someone very qualified.
I think so.
There'd be someone very qualified. There's not somebody that is like the assistant in the NFL.
Somebody? I need someone qualified who doesn't have what's the word I'm looking for? Bias.
Bias.
Yeah.
Well, think about that during the break. How about that?
Oh,
Before we get to break, because we're late.
Are you hungry, Jake?
You seem a little starved right now. Is that this? Was that the? Oh, there's the stomach.
Laura's listening.
There's the stomach.
It's not hungry.
That's the stomach rumbling sound from Bill. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that was a big one.
So erotic.
You better get to early bird because that stomach is bothering me right now. That is
among other things.
They got breakfast burritos. They've got chicken fried steak, which is what, Bill?
Smothered.
Variety of pancakes also. Banana, blueberry, strawberry, potentially huckleberry. And, of course, the world-famous hash holes.
Hash holes.
Get there at 19th and K today in Lincoln. Free parking also in Omaha and Iowa
Big
locations. Big spots.
Maneuver the
We'll
rig.
see if Zip can give us some more names for potential czars or commissioners of college football next in early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, Reese, you hungry?
You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You got a coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Make the 2025 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 17th through Sunday, January 19th. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the 360 blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, try the 3D shoot and more. Get tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 17th through the 19th at the Sandhills Global Event Center. 84th and Havelock in Lincoln. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Hey farmers, join Boyk Farm Outfitters at Precision Planning's Winter Conference happening January 22nd and 23rd at Innovation Campus in Lincoln. At Winter Conference, they'll cover topics like fertilizer inputs, weed management, spraying technologies, and priorities of the planter pass, to name a few. It's your chance to see new research that'll put you and your farm ahead of the curve, and it's free to attend. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this event's for you. Visit BoykFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot today.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
This, I'm not on drugs, I'm not drunk,
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Do you want to learn more about boosting ROI on your farm? Join Beck's Hybrids at their annual PFR Insight meetings. They'll break down unbiased research on the latest ag products and farming practices. Contact your local Beck's rep today for details on a meeting near you. We talked about Craig Gall in Clarkson yesterday.
Craig Gall.
Today, shout out Bryce Evil with Brewer Fertilizer and Farms in Falls City. Call him at 402-833-0556. Family-owned dealership.
What's his name again?
That'd be Bryce Ebel.
And from yesterday was who?
That was Craig Gall over at Gall Ag Services in Clarkson.
So I was checking in with the administration at Beck's, and they kind of have all of their sub partners that are doing all this work. Mm-hmm. You know what they have a theme. Prepare for Pillin. And so they prepare every day that Jim Pillin might stop
Sounds
by.
ominous.
That he might stop by might stop by their shop. Mm-hmm. They prepare every day
just in case the
governor stops
strolls in.
It's not like the governor's coming in a day. We get this place put together.
We should operate like that.
Yeah, they operate. That's how they operate. They operate. Prepare for Pillin every day.
Ellie,
That's how they do it.
Prepare for Pillin.
Every day.
Does sound ominous, though.
It does. It really does.
What if Pillin comes walking in here? You ready for that, Ellie?
Yeah, because he does.
He comes and gets coffee once a week usually.
He comes in quite often. Like that, he's a little banged up now, but he's on the mend. I have talked to the press secretary. I have.
It's funny when you say things like talk to the Beck's Central Administration.
Well, he does.
How does one go about that?
I have an inside. I'll be at the Goner here
Bill's
soon.
cut contacts. We know that.
I know
Come
people.
on.
Did you acknowledge Ellie today?
What's that?
We did. Yeah, Ellie's on short sleep. She went to Indianola, Iowa, to watch Nebraska.
Got
Wesleyan
home at 4 in the
basketball.
morning.
Got back.
Got home at 4 in the morning. Slept for 20 minutes. Came in here.
She got in.
Beat me here. Beat me here.
Did they win or lose? They
win.
Oh, they get the dub. She just said, "Yeah,
Plainsmen win.
They don't lose."
Yes, Plainsmen win.
By the way, a headhunter on the text line says, "Coach, after those sound effects, I'm not sure if I should go to early bird or smoke a cigarette and go to nap."
It's sort of embarrassing.
Well, talk to the Pilgrims.
They brought corn to Nebraska.
They brought maize.
They brought maize.
That's how Beck started. When the Pilgrims came in,
it's just facts.
Shooting turkeys for Thanksgiving. They brought maize.
It's factual things here, Sip.
Yes.
Bringing facts to the people.
A lot of Pilgrims here.
That's what happened.
I'm not saying anything. What's on your docket?
There was a report yesterday from Tom Pelissero of NFL.com that Bill Belichick, we all know, is the head coach at North Carolina. But apparently NFL teams are still trying to convince him to come back to the pros, including Tom Brady's Raiders, which he's a part owner of. Apparently they're curious because they let go of Antonio Pierce. He got fired yesterday, and so that job was open. But I guess there's interest from the Raiders and Bill Belichick. Now, the problem is I saw that there's a $10 million buyout if he were to leave the school prior to June 1st. It's $1 million after that, the buyout for Bill Belichick. It'd be tough to go.
What are we talking about here? Belichick going to leave North Carolina?
Well, if Pelissero says there's interest from several NFL teams that have openings right now.
If they, being the Raiders, if they had that type of interest and he was their guy, I don't think the $10 million is going to be what stops it. If it's like, we need him, he wants to come, we'll pay the $10 million. The $10 million will not be I don't think they're sitting around today going like, we want him, he wants to come, but the $10 million is non-negotiable. We're out. I don't think that's the case.
So what would stop him?
But I don't know. I have no idea.
What would stop him is probably, he made a commitment to North Carolina.
That would be something that would be there.
He did.
Also, I think with the Raiders, it's like, why did Harbaugh love the Chargers job? They have a quarterback.
Ooh.
They had a big time quarterback. The Raiders don't have a quarterback, or they're going to draft one. But that's not a good look.
No,
that's not a good look.
The Raiders don't have a quarterback.
No.
Aiden McConnell.
When they had one, but
not a guy.
it was rated as the worst quarterback room in the NFL.
Right.
It was bad.
They don't.
It was bad.
And then Harbaugh's like, oh, we have Justin Herbert.
All right.
Yeah,
Sweet. I'm in.
He's a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
They just didn't play very well. I'll try that Pro Bowl quarterback. See how that works out for me.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting.
It'd be kind of like, well, the Bengals is available. Would you want to go to? Would he want to go to the Bengals? Yes. Yeah,
I think yes. Joe Burrow's pretty attractive.
Here's the thing I don't understand about this conversation. Doesn't he have an agent who would say, "Hey, don't take this North Carolina job. We're going to be very viable in these NFL talks."
And then,
is this a surprise to the Belichick camp that there's sudden interest?
It should be a surprise.
No. Why would you take the North Carolina job? Are you taking that job? Is your agent telling him, "Hey, just take the North Carolina job, and then we'll see what happens with the NFL teams"? That's not a great. Would they do that? This can't be a surprise to them, right?
Well, the word on the street, which no one knows exactly what it was, that he's not getting an NFL job was the reason he took the North Carolina job. It was like, we're not going that route. We're not going the Belichick route.
Now all of a sudden these teams have decided we do want Belichick after all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird conversation. I don't think
Belichick would have to interview for a job. They'd be just like, all of a sudden he just packs up and leaves. Not for a second. Now, let's not remember, he took the Jets job. And then a day later, took the New England job.
One day.
He got up on and did a press conference for the Jets and announced that he was not going to be the Jets coach.
What a fix this would leave North Carolina in.
It would be a pickle. It'd be because they've hired coaches. to be there, and it would be
What the hell?
if this would happen, it would make North Carolina, it still would. You have to remember with, and I don't know Belichick at all, but there is something out there that I know intrigues him, and that's breaking Shula's record. I mean, for the most wins ever. I mean, he's got the Super Bowl, so
Yeah, I mean, short he is right now.
yeah, so it's pretty incredible. I think it's like 15.
Yeah, it's in range.
It's in range. It doesn't have to win 12 games.
This is a
the
very
next 3
confusing
years.
conversation to me that we're even having. That Belichick would just leave North Carolina without having coached a game.
Yeah,
after all the to do.
Would you be shocked? I would be.
I would be completely shocked.
Very shocked if he would go to the NFL.
I would not even understand it. Like, why wouldn't you just wait? Why did you take the North Carolina job? It would look terrible.
Well, obviously, go ahead.
He's 26 wins behind Don Shula.
Okay, that's pretty good amount.
Needs a couple seasons.
Needs a couple, probably three.
Yeah.
Probably three. So that might be one of the reasons too. It's like, okay, am I going to have 3 seasons of that? That's quite a few wins. Obviously you got 17 games a year, so you have a chance at it. But that's a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we'd like that. And like I said, I'm sure college football is quite interesting to him right now. I'm sure it's like, oh wow, how's that work? What's going on here?
And you are of the mind. I don't think you mind me bringing this to the air. You think Prime's on the move?
I don't know if he's on the move, but it would make sense. It would make sense. It like.
Are we hearing anything?
I mean, there's rumors out there that all the time that he's potential of it.
Yeah.
They talk about if Jerry Jones makes a change, would he be big there? The Raiders keeps coming up. Then it keeps coming up is will he go the same place that is drafted that his son is drafted? Is that a place that he would go? Would anyone be really shocked if all of a sudden he took a job?
No.
I mean, I don't think
Not
anybody
at all.
would.
Never.
No, nobody would.
Where's Shador going as a number 1 pick if he's the number 1 pick? Which he
well,
probably
the
will
Titans are the number 1 overall team, but I don't think.
And they need a quarterback.
The Giants might take him. Shador Sanders possibly in their spot.
He will be the first quarterback taken. It would be either he or Cam Ward.
Cam Ward. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's about a 50-50.
Is it?
I don't know for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure which guy's going
Ain't
first.
a 50-50 in my mind. I'm taking Shador.
There was an article I read yesterday where a lot of the NFL pundits or pro scouts do not have Shador as a first-round grade.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm reading because I don't cover the NFL like that. So there's no way I could comment on.
Kuiper covers the NFL. Kuiper's not always right.
Mel Kiper.
Kuiper has Shador Sanders 1, Cam Ward 2. Then in my mind it drops off like a Jackson Dart 3, Jalen Milroe 4. From 3 to 4 is a big drop off. 5 is Carson Beck. 6 is Quinn Ewers. 7 is Will Howard. This isn't the greatest quarterback.
You got 2 first-round picks probably.
That's the reason that you hear that Texas that Ewers is going to go NFL because it's kind of like
it's a bad draft class for quarterbacks.
Is he going in the first round?
He and Arch will not be on the same team next year. They're not going. That's not going to happen. There'll be a change there. And then it's like, well, if you're going to go now. This is one of the worst years there is for quarterbacks.
QBs.
So he can still probably be a first-round draft pick.
Who's not putting a first-round grade on Shador?
Let's not forget that there's all these. I mean, right now, if you look at I think the playoff teams, was there 14? Jake, is that right? 14 playoff teams.
Yes.
Like that, 12 of them have first-round quarterbacks, first-round draft quarterbacks. To build.
You're on point today.
So to have some information, but you talk about things that are interesting. There's not a lot of. Here's the point. There's not a lot of these Tom Brady's walking around, 6-rounders that also become the best quarterback in the history of the NFL. Not all those guys walking around.
There's
That
not.
doesn't happen very often. But the one that's really odd is I think the 32nd pick for the Baltimore Ravens. 32nd, and he's been the NFL MVP.
Lamar Jackson,
twice or 3 times.
I think twice.
Twice he's been the NFL this year. I mean, phenomenal. I mean, he was the 32nd pick.
What was Mahomes?
At that
10th, wasn't he?
10th or 11th, something like that. 10th or 11th. So that's one of those things. That's like the Michael Jordan deal when they took, I think it was Sam Bowie and somebody else was before him.
Sam Bowie.
And then they could have taken Jordan. That's kind of the same deal with Mahomes.
Where'd Sam Bowie play, Bill?
What's that?
Quiz time.
What's that?
Sam Bowie.
Oh, Kentucky.
You got it.
Yeah, Kentucky.
When we come back, Rick Heyman's song of
Let's
the day.
keep hitting on this
break
stuff.
on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
An emergency can happen any moment. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on. Share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Make the 2025 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 17th through Sunday, January 19th. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the 360 blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, try the 3D shoot and more. Get tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 17th through the 19th at the Sandhills Global Event Center. 84th and Havelock in Lincoln, presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays are reserved for a man with a wider range of music knowledge than Jake could ever dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like it is now.
Okay.
You know, you got country, you got R&B, you got pop, you got rap, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just as much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get
Brilliant.
a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day. Sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket.
Once again, your song of the day, Ooh Child by the 5 Stair Steps. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Texture rating on Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
High T.
High T.
High T. High T.
I knew 84% of the words.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was singing.
Hard to
Yeah, there's only,
Well,
there's only 9
Ooh
words.
Child. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
but
Ooh Child.
I knew the start of it. Yes, that was.
I don't know what to do with this one. It's
I
very
do.
pleasant.
Yeah.
It's extremely pleasant. I've heard it before. I haven't. That's probably that. I would guess that's the 8th time I've ever heard it.
Oh, really? Oh, I'd be in
second for
I'd
me.
be in the hundreds.
Would you see?
I'd be in the hundreds.
I'm
I
gonna
didn't know it
say
was the
8.
5 Stair Steps though. That caught me.
Kind of a cool name for a band.
Yeah. They have to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The surprise factor is so high for me. I didn't think I'd wake up and hear that song today. 7.145. A pleasant surprise.
7.444.
Wow, very similar.
Really enjoyed it. Pleasant simple.
Surprise.
Yeah, and just like that nice driving music. If that was on when you're driving, I'd be happy. Somewhere between, I don't know, probably maybe between like David City and Columbus. That'd be be a great
You'd
song.
like
to
that?
have. I'd like that. I really would. I'd enjoy it.
Coming up on Bellwood.
Come up on Bellwood. Might stop in.
It's a good song for that trip.
He
Yeah.
knows the area very well.
Oh, Bellwood's incredible.
I'll go with the 7. I'll go with the 7-1 for my score.
Bellwood days, and it's spelled D-A-Z-E.
That's how you do it.
You don't hear very often.
You guys are in the 7-4s. I'm 7-1. Ellie, want to guess her score?
I'm going to say she enjoyed it. I'm going to say she's 6.884.
Okay, Ellie.
7.2. We're all the same ballpark here. How about that?
Yeah. Let's bring in Rick.
We're now joined by Rick Heyman, Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Rick, good morning. A lot of 7s for you today on your song of the day.
Lucky 7.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, by the way, we're off high T now.
Oh, that's why I
didn't know that.
It's a new year. It's a new day. This is now called Old Times Equals Better Times.
Okay. Ooh, you guys can get on board
I think
with
Bill
that.
might like this.
Better times.
Bill might be on board with this one. Wait,
Or
Old Times Equals Better.
Old Timey Fun, Forgotten Groove Yard.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, is that
From
original or did you
yesteryear.
pick that up somewhere?
No, hey.
Easy.
Wow, you're going hard on Rick over here. My gosh.
Yeah, I think. Did you Google that?
Accusing me of stealing material already?
Wow, unbelievable.
No, you're very no, you're right. I'm glad you reacted that way. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay. Hey, brain freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Sip, you've never had one. I can't believe it. But
I don't believe that either.
here's
Oh,
your
for
medical
God's
tip.
sake, why would I lie about that? I
don't
want to
think it's
have a brain
possible.
freeze.
I don't think you want to have
Duke's
one.
bringing in a frozen margarita.
We're going to test it out on the air.
Yeah.
Chug the
We're gonna
frozen
test him on
margarita.
the air. The frozen margarita on air. Live stream it.
Gotta hammer it.
Gotta hammer it.
Yeah, trying
gotta
to get
hammer
a
it.
brain freeze.
Yeah, that would be
Chug,
incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, you guys are so fun. Here's your medical tip of the day for the breakers. If you get a brain freeze, you take your hands open-handed, you put them on each side of your neck where your main vein there, what is that, the carotid artery?
Sounds right.
You put them on the sides of your neck and push hard because that
Just shut
heats
off
up
all
that
blood
artery.
flow to your brain.
Yeah,
No,
well,
Rick,
that
this
helps.
doesn't sound safe to me.
Perhaps you'll faint.
Put a tourniquet around your head as tight as you can. It doesn't sound safe,
Strangle
Rick.
yourself. Strangle yourself.
I'm going to go with Sip's version. Just give me a hamburger.
give me
a warm hamburger. Not hot chocolate. Give me a hamburger.
Wolf a burger right now.
If I can just get a double cheese quick, I'll be fine.
No, seriously, that works. In all seriousness, I learned that about 20 years ago. I shared that with my kids, my wife. It absolutely works. So give it a shot. Okay.
Thank you.
Here's a question. This is not trivia. This is not a real question. It's a rhetorical question. Why were the 70s so great? This is 1970. This is the end of the Beatles era. This is the end of it was kind of in the middle of the hippie flower child time. Did you ever see the movie, what the heck was that movie? The Hollywood movie with the big famous actors. You know what I'm
So a
Once
movie
Upon a
from
Time in
Hollywood with famous actors. Could you narrow that down a little bit, Rick?
Yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the greatest movies of all time. I'd say top 10. If you've never seen it, you should, because it depicts this era so perfectly.
Oh.
It was flower power, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go watch this video, the original video of them, actually they were on Soul Train, the 5 stair steps, which we'll talk about in just a second. They had hipster clothes on. They had on the flowery shirts, you know, the medallion. You know, I had one of those. I had a medallion. It was I got a picture of myself with that. It's hilarious. I think I graduated 8th grade or something. But yeah, it was the flower child time. So here's why the 70s were so great. Okay. There was no video. There was no video. So you had to rely on the music.
Mm.
There was no tech. Okay. There was no tech, zero, no computers, no cell phones, nothing. You had to make the music work, and there was no cocaine yet. Cocaine, don't underestimate what cocaine did to the music industry in the late 70s and early 80s. Just destroyed it. Okay. So anyway, these guys, this is just a blast from the past. I heard this song the other day, and I went, I got to play that.
Okay.
The five stair steps were a family. These were all brothers and sisters. It was one sister and the rest were brothers. And their mom named them that because they lined up just in age, just right. You know, they looked, you know, it was like 2 years apart, each of them. So when you looked at them from the side, they looked like stair steps.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they came out of Chicago. They signed a record deal. They won a like a talent contest, a battle of bands type deal. You can just envision all this back then, you know, in a school gym.
Yeah.
And they got a record deal. You know how excited they were. And so they got a record deal with Curtis Mayfield. Now, we'll talk about him some other time, but Curtis Mayfield was huge back then. The Philly sound, the OJs and all of that, and eventually Hall & Oates and everybody. So these guys were from Chicago, but this was the Philly sound. So this was not picked. Again, the 70s. Why were the 70s so great? Yeah. This song was not selected to be the single. It was the flip side. The side that was selected was a knockoff of Dear Prudence by the Beatles.
Huh.
They were going to release that. But the B side caught on in Detroit and Chicago in 2 record stations, and off it went, and the rest is history. By the way, what's his name? Rolling Stone. I know we don't like them, but sometimes they're right.
Yeah.
They picked this as number 402 on the Rolling Stone magazine's list of 500 greatest songs of all time.
402.
402. So do with that what you will, gentlemen, stump sippers and coach.
Here we go.
We're going to do 1970 trivia. I know you boys were in short pants back then, and Jake was not even a twinkle in his daddy's eye yet. He was not even in the conceptual form.
We were in jorts.
Here we go.
We had to
1970,
make your own jean shorts. Absolutely.
Right on. 1970 Super Bowl. Who played in the 1970 Super Bowl?
Bill,
if
I
you
need
can
your
get
help.
one of the teams, you'll get a diamond.
The Jets?
That's Super Bowl 4.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, Bill, come on.
Because the Dolphins was 71-72, right, Jake?
Correct.
Wouldn't it be
So
safe
they were
guess?
72-73.
Can we just say
Dolphins.
one guess would be the Steelers?
You get a CZ. It was Kansas City and the Vikings.
Lynn Dawson.
Lynn Dawson.
Would that be Lynn Dawson versus Frank Tarkenton?
The picture of
That
sounds right.
was
You've seen the picture of him at
Hank
halftime of
Strom
that
and
Yeah, the head coaches.
Strom and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Stram.
Okay,
Okay, the Bill.
Stram. Okay,
And Bud Grant.
Coach? Bud Grant. Yes, Bud Grant. That was it. Coach,
game. Yes.
who was the president in 1970 of the United States?
Oh, come on.
Well, it's got to be Nixon, right?
Right.
You get a diamond.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Brilliant.
It sounded like it was too easy almost, Rick. Thank you.
Can you name the vice president?
Spiro
Agnew.
God,
Double diamond.
The two guys.
that's strange that we know that.
Presidential experts over here.
Watergate.
Watergate. Yeah, that got real.
It gripped us.
It gripped us.
Yes.
Incidentally, I'd be remiss not to send that song out to our Breaker brothers and sisters in California today, and in New Orleans, and in Vegas after all the insanity that's been going on. So that's a song to warm your heart. Hopefully we'll get things figured out. Okay? And this is open to everybody.
Okay.
There was a movie in 1970. I saw it in the theater. I think it was the State Theater, which is now the Bourbon
Mother
Street
Judge
Bar.
and Speed.
Great movie.
That was a good one, but that's not the answer. This movie starred two stud actors of the day. It won 4 Oscars, and it had a let's say a Western theme. Can you name this movie? 1970, won 4 Oscars. 2 of the most prominent actors of the day.
No,
Western
it's not. No,
theme.
it's not Cool Hand Luke.
They were
It's,
bandits. I'm giving you
Yeah,
more.
no.
hints.
I got the answer right now. Just give me a second. I can't say because
They're bandits.
the song.
I'm not going to name it. They're
The
bandits.
good, the bad, the ugly.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's Newman and Redford, and it's the song. The song when they were riding the bike was incredible. But the rain.
B.J. Thomas.
B.J. Thomas. That song.
You know this movie,
Raindrops
Jake.
falling on my
No,
head.
it's one
You
of the
have
most
referred to this
It's one of the
movie
most
before.
incredible movies ever. They were on. Remember at the end when they looked out there for the guy that was chasing him in the hat, and they wondered if he was out there, and they said no, we have.
Who
a chance.
are those guys?
Butch
That's
Cassidy.
basically the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
Right on, Diamond. Brilliant.
Rick, we're out of time. What's going on at Sutter Heyman Jewelers today? We're behind.
We're up against it, Rick.
Hey, okay, I know we're running late. We're 120, but we're a golden oldie. We are 120 years old this year. You know, people ask me all the time, how do you get to be so old but look so good? I tell people it's the sparkle, man. Come on, get in. Take a look at the sparkle. It'll make you look good, too. Heartland Diamonds, you can't beat them. SarterHeyman.com, Sartor Heyman Jewelers, downtown, the outlet, South Point, and Grand Island. Check us out at SarterHeyman.com. I'll post more interesting things about the great stair steps on my personal Facebook. Bye-bye.
Good job. Heyman's out of here. All right. See you, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Song
I like
of the
that
day.
song.
Ooh, Child by the 5 Stair Steps song of the day. Mike Schaefer is in studio for the full hour next. On Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, Why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhr's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. From vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Since discovering Limitless Mail, thousands of men have changed their lives. They've experienced more energy, sharper thinking, fat loss, muscle gain, and a boost in sex appeal. Men are loving life again, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Wives, kids, even coworkers are seeing the difference. Limitless Mail is a guy changer. We provide custom treatment plans to ensure both safety and maximum benefits. Don't settle for cookie cutter solutions. Limitless Mail is the powerhouse in men's health. Schedule your free consult.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans, so I'm out.
This is Early Break.
2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane, also at 70th and Pioneers. And what does Shin Daddy have today in Creighton, Bill?
Big day. The studio is set up. Steve and Tamara are set up. They got Bank Tank.
Bank Tank.
Not Shark Tank, Bank Tank. So local people from Knox County are bringing their business ideas, their proposals
And Tamara's
into
involved.
Tamara and Shin Daddy, and they decide if they want to go be partner up with them for a percentage of their company. And so they'll be presenting today live via stream through Norfolk, and it's a Bank Tank.
Bank Tank.
Yes. So so they'll both be there, and so they'll enter in behind a curtain, come out, and they'll give their presentation of what they would like, what they're offering. And for a percentage of that, would Steve and Tammy invest into their company for
Tamara.
Yeah. So Tamara's kind of the final say. She's very business oriented.
Wow.
Yes. So Bank Tank
Is
is
there a
going
studio audience?
Studio audience. Yes. There's live camera feeds. Yes. If you walk in, there's a chance you're on air. There's a chance you walk in to get a cashier's check. You're live.
That would really be annoying.
It makes you wonder how often it's going to be, oh, not this guy again.
Yeah,
because
he's
you're
back.
assuming these people have already come in for business loans and
At certain times. Now they're coming back to Bank
So
Tank.
you probably already have some information about the viability and the success.
You probably
about
have
some
some
of these-
idea.
oh.
Yes. And there'll also be a patent person working also. They'll
That's
be
good.
there for a patent if there's any sort of patents with it. So
Not
Bank
enough
Tank.
patent people.
What's that?
There's just not enough patent people.
There's not enough patent people. There
focus
really
on
is.
patent people.
It's hard when you talk to a lot of people. It's like, hey, are you in the patent business? I'm not. There's not. Very seldom does that come up. And when you were in New York City, Sip, did you talk to any patent people? No, it's not normal.
Who makes the determination on patents?
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
question.
It's exactly. Well, Shin
They're
Daddy,
out there. We just don't know who they
Shin
are.
Daddy's got
We
them
gotta
in.
find these people.
Yeah, they've
Shin
come in.
Daddy.
It's like finding a notary, right? You
Yes.
just got to have somebody on call.
Yes.
That's your
We
patent
should be
guy.
a notary. Can we be a notary in here? I'd love to stamp some stuff. People brought in. Hey, need you to notarize this.
I think Rico's a notary, actually.
Is he?
It is very
I'm pretty
random
sure
the
he is.
people you discover who
random
are notaries.
people.
I'm pretty
And-
sure
and
Rico is a notary.
Usually there's one always in a bank, post office, right? Different place. They gotta get this notarized.
Or like if you work somewhere in the accounting department, usually there's a notary.
Notary of some sort.
Yeah.
But Bank Tank is what's going on today in
Love it.
Midwest banking.
Check it out. Well,
All right.
Mike Schaefer's with us for the
Oh,
full
this is
hours.
awesome
As
to have
he is
Schaefer
every
here.
Thursday. His hour is sponsored by Ben Spurk of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Please call or text Ben at 402-217-9945 for any insurance questions or needs. He'll get you covered. Schaefer, busy time with recruiting once again. I mean, we thought the portal, it closed on the 28th, but there's still a lot of news happening in the portal, including yesterday, Elijah Pritchett from Alabama commits to Nebraska on the offensive line. Are you expecting him to be a starter next season for this team?
Well, I mean, I think that he came here for the idea of being a starter. He's going to have to prove that he can be a starter. I mean, this is one of those things with the portal where if you only look at the headline, Nebraska gets former starting Alabama offensive lineman, it gets you pretty fired up. I mean, if you look inside of it, though, this is a guy who ended up starting through injury, struggled at times, but he has experience. What he is an option for Nebraska along their offensive line as they try to figure out everything they have at the tackle spot. So on one hand, it's a big deal because you brought in an offensive tackle with some experience. That's a position that's really hard to get out of the portal right now. On the other, I don't want to make too much of it because he has to prove that he's a lot better than the 2024 version of himself. So, I mean, that's the great thing. He's going to come here. He's going to have the spring. He's going to have the opportunity to get better, but you've got to kind of prove it. That's just because a guy comes out of the portal and started somewhere, it doesn't mean that he's this magic elixir that's going to make everything better. Like if you thought Bryce Benhart struggled last year, you'd have been very unhappy if this guy was your right tackle doing the same thing.
Now the tackle situation is this: Gunnar Gatula was your starting left tackle. He'll probably be out this spring.
Yeah.
Well, he will be out this spring.
Yeah.
Shoulder. There'll be a procedure on his shoulder if there hasn't been one already. I think there maybe has been one already. And then you have Teddy Prohaska and Turner Corcoran coming back off season-ending injuries. That's basically what you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
With Elijah Pritchett. So they needed a tackle, and they're going to try to get another one.
Yeah.
Shiaz Pete.
Yep. Mountain of a man from New Mexico State.
Right. So
that one would strike me as a much bigger like if you were weighing the two of these things together,
Yes.
I would be a lot more excited about the New Mexico State just because you're getting a ton of experience, a left tackle, I think a great culture guy on top of it if you've just looked into anything about this person's career. So, obviously a big jump in level from New Mexico State to the Big Ten, but someone that almost goes in Sharpie as your left tackle. It reminds me of the
Sharpie.
Walter Rouse.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. Obviously, he was coming from Stanford, but it'd be that sort of like 1 year, you're plugging him in at left tackle. No,
he's a 1 year guy.
Yep.
He's a 1 year guy, Shaez Pete. So if they would get him, I think he would be your left tackle. And now, Schaefer, I will say this. I think Pritchett would be the odds-on favorite to be your right tackle.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think that he's coming here not to be. I'm just trying to temper the expectations that they picked up Orlando Pace.
Well, you can temper it very easily by looking at his PFF grade, Pro Football Focus grade, which was a 49.8, which is low.
Right.
That's
Not
low end. That's like it'd be a D grade, right?
Yeah.
So,
So is your take on this that the season's over, they have a meeting, it's like, hey, your NIL will not be the same next year at Alabama. And that's what made, because you do not get rid of big bodies.
No.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. It's like, okay, he didn't play great, but he started a lot of games in the SEC.
11.
And I don't know him at all, but I've seen a photo of him, and I'm not letting that guy walk out the door.
He's a big man, and he's a
I
good,
mean,
he's a
it's
good-looking
like- it's
athlete.
like
I would assume there was some unhappiness about something at Alabama.
There must have been more to it.
Because
than
otherwise
just,
he's
he
not
didn't,
just, yeah.
something more to it, potentially. Because you just don't let big bodies, I've talked about it. Mass kicks ass, don't let them out.
Right.
Like you said, how hard is it to find offensive tackles in the portal?
Well,
Because it's
they're
impossible.
out there.
What you want.
Getting ones that are impactful,
Yeah.
that can play at the level that you want, that you can also, unfortunately, in our current environment, afford are two different things. And, Nebraska has been very aggressive trying to get offensive linemen, and it hadn't worked out so far. So it's important that they were able to get one, and he has starting experience. It's just that
I
he
think
has
it's-
to play at
yeah.
a lot higher of a level.
Yeah, it sure has to play higher. But like you said, linemen, it takes time to develop.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good. But I agree with what you're saying that the New Mexico State, if I was going to be extremely excited, would probably
Right.
be higher for the number of snaps. But now his
Shaez
PFF grade's much higher.
Yes,
but he didn't play against
Competition's
the same.
is much lower.
Competition's a
Yeah.
lot different. So just always remember all those things.
Oh, 100. I don't mind throwing this out. Schaefer, is this, I don't know, I'm going to throw it out and then see if you would advocate against me doing stuff like this. Pete has to be about $1 million per year player, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're north of that.
Woohoo!
Say that. Say that again.
He's probably
I
north
think we're
of $1
north
million.
of $1
Jake,
million.
that's what
Yeah.
you're dealing with here.
Yeah.
I pointed out early in the
His
show,
agent.
his agent's Ryan Tollner, who's a agent for Goff. He's an agent for Marcus Mariota. He's an agent for Brandon Cooks. He's negotiated $2 billion of deals. He's not going to take $100,000 guy.
No, this is a big money acquisition.
$1 million. Jeez.
I mean, Pritchett, I'm assuming
probably over
Pritchett
to
was as
Kindler.
well. Like,
What?
Oh,
I'm assuming
you think
Pritchett-
Pritchett's $1 million?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Really?
I would say.
It's just
Really?
and I'm
Yes.
going off of
Okay.
what I have heard.
I'll buy it.
But high-level offensive linemen in the portal,
Tackle.
I mean, some are going north of like $1.5 million. So whatever the budget rate was, or what you were planning going into the portal, it is higher than that.
I want to point out something too, Schaefer. I think you'll agree with this, guys. Sometimes I hear people will ask me, can Nebraska compete in this world money-wise? I'm like, yes. They're competing. They are competing.
Well, we're in a really unique situation too, where the future of collectives relative to the rev share is somewhat unknown. So you have some collectives that are just emptying all of it into this season because you're not guaranteed that money can be used going forward.
Yep, you're right.
So in some cases, when you're talking about a Pete, that might be $1 million that's just, going to this season that you were never going to get again. So it's
right. I got
it's kind of
the market's player friendly, right?
There's a lot of shoot your shot, I guess, because who knows what it looks like when we get to this next year.
Right. So that's I mean, those two linemen are the key right now. And then there's a kid named Jonah Wilson from Houston,
receiver,
that popped onto the radar yesterday.
Recruited by Dana's staff, basically.
Yeah.
And they flipped him from Texas late in the process.
They flipped him at Houston from Texas. He was a highly recruited player.
And did he play for Willie this year?
He hasn't played much in his career.
He had 9 this season, Bill. He had 9 catches for 54 yards.
Gotcha.
Now he's as we covered before, 6'3", 205, very alluring size-wise, right, Jake?
You like that size,
Jake?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if he's over at the Kindler right now, but if he's not, he's probably checking in about noon, right? He's probably
for us to get to the Kindlers, about 30-second walk. So between breaks,
we could go during the break.
Jonah Wilson here.
Does the Kindler become the new hotel?
Yeah,
it is.
That's been the hotel for some time.
When you walk out of here,
there's been Embassy for the longest time. Cornhusker at some point.
Now it's the Kindler.
Now it's the Kindler. If you walk out of here today, Schaefer, at 8:00, you might see a big Suburban pulling out with a coach and a player or two.
Well, that's exciting.
I've seen Donovan Raiola pull out of there in a black Suburban.
Will there be any sort
Soprano. It looked like Soprano.
Will there be any sort of motorcade? Motorcade.
No, it's usually not a motorcade.
Not a motor. I'd like to see a motorcade.
It's a big Suburban like Tony Soprano would drive.
Yeah, I've never thought of Donovan Raiola as Tony Soprano, but
whenever I see a big Suburban,
can we get some footage of him, riding around Lincoln and having that song playing? the opening,
right?
That'd be great.
Incredible song.
Those are tremendous
visual.
Yeah. That gets you in the mood for every episode that you're about to watch.
It does. Jake's befuddled right now.
I'm not befuddled.
Do you know what song we're talking about? Do you know what
I can't think of the name of the
know.
song.
I don't like to be in the back seat, but I think if I had a driver, I would. I'd handle it. I like to drive, but I'd like to.
You should have a driver.
I would love to have a driver.
You should go to your speeches with a driver.
If I got up in the morning and went to work and there was a Suburban in my driveway to pick me up and whisk me down here, that would be incredible.
How many
you got out of it?
How long until you get out of the habit of backseat driving, though?
Yeah.
But do you think you can see that much control?
I don't know. It'd be hard. I like to drive. I love to drive.
So
I'm very comfortable.
I've heard you talk about this before. That's why I think it would take a long time for you to be like, well, you sure you want to go this route?
Yeah. Oh, there would be a lot of that. Like, hey,
slow down.
Hey, what are we doing up there?
Why don't we just change lanes?
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Well, there's been some questions about Maurice Westmoreland, who was the UTEP defensive end that was, again,
not coming.
Great player. What's the situation with him, Schaefer? Any update?
Well, he is slated to sign with Tulane. And so I believe UTEP was Conference USA as well. So he's just staying. Or no, are they both American? I forget. I don't know what.
See, college football is so weird, Bill. I'm telling you.
I think Tulane.
We don't even know if they're in the same.
Tulane was AAC.
Yeah, the American Athletic Conference.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I guess he's sort of upgrading in that regard. I mean, I think Nebraska was interested to a point. Minnesota. So what I had heard on Tuesday as the basketball game was playing out from someone in the 24/7 Sports Network is that Minnesota seemed relatively confident that it was down to Nebraska and Minnesota going into Wednesday. So Tulane caught me by surprise because it sure looked like he was going to be playing in the Big Ten somewhere. Is the info that I had going into Wednesday.
I just know I wrote up one of those stories that you hold, and I wrote it up 3 takes on Maurice Westmoreland.
And no one will ever get to see them?
No, and then I was told, don't worry about that.
Will you send that to Tulane? Will you forward that to Tulane?
Here's what I have for you.
Make a little money. Hey,
you can buy this
real quick.
if you
I got a
want.
little something for you here. If you want to Venmo me
it wouldn't be the Tulane. It would be like the newspaper.
Yeah.
Like maybe the New Orleans Times-Picayune, which probably
they retained their coach, right? Like he was a kind of a hot name to go elsewhere.
Stage.
And he's a good coach. They've had a nice little run.
They've had a really 3-year run.
Willie Fritz is an incredible coach.
Yeah, you love it.
He's at Houston now.
Love Willie.
But yeah, Willie Fritz is amazing.
Jake, it's possible. I like to get Jake involved in these discussions. What if Maurice Westmoreland showed up and he really wasn't 6'2", 250?
Well, we saw him play against Nebraska, and he was good.
He had 2 tackles and 2
I know,
hurries.
but his stats.
Timeout. He did nothing in that game. You're talking about that he had a history of being good the year before.
Okay, fine.
In that particular game, he did nothing.
All right,
Didn't
fine.
really do much.
He has a history of being good.
He looked good, though.
You were concerned about him before the game. We talked about Maurice Westmoreland. So
that's
he was on the radar for fans against a bad
Jake didn't watch
the biggest praise of any player pre-game all year that Matt Rule offered seemed to be about Westmoreland.
He's a
If
pro.
you go back, I mean,
He says
the
it.
way
I
that Matt
wrote
Rule
it. I wrote
talked
the
about
quote in my story.
Well, there was no one else to talk about. He had one player. That was it to talk about.
Brand new coach,
Yeah.
bad year the year before. They got this guy that's pretty good though, all conference type of player.
He has 2-time all
He
conference.
rolled up 2 wins.
I can tell you all about him. I wrote.
Once you
He threw the disc. He was a great. He was fourth in the discus in the Conference USA meet. He threw the discus farther than Cam Jurgens.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
really
This
good.
story has got legs. This story.
You could definitely sell
Let's
this
talk
to the
more
New
about
Orleans
players
paper.
that
Then.
Nebraska's
I
not
wrote
getting.
down.
Who else have you written about that we're not getting?
Oh, I did. I wrote about George Fitzpatrick. who's
Okay.
a left tackle from Ohio State. Wrote a long story about
Gotcha.
him.
Where's he going?
I don't know.
He hasn't gone into the portal yet.
Oh, great.
Thanks,
Sean.
You wrote a story that kind of wasn't even.
Sean,
in the
have
post
this
yet.
done by noon on Sunday. That was my instruction.
Thanks.
That's been a constant source of on our message board of people wondering what's happening there because it was reported he's going in, but he hasn't actually gone into the portal. So Ohio State may be keeping Fitzpatrick at this point.
Let's go opponent, Schaefer. When you talk opponents, what's your take on South Dakota State quarterback going to Iowa?
Mark Gronowski.
He's a heck of a quarterback. I mean,
that good?
I think he's really good.
I
he's
they
a
gotta
really
do-
good player. I know that at one point in time, Northwestern's offensive coordinator was his offensive coordinator at South Dakota State. And last year, the big talk was that he was going to be leaving after winning his second national title to go to Northwestern. And he just decided that he wanted to run it back at South Dakota State, see if they could see if they could have a three-peat. I mean, the offense that has come out of South Dakota State specifically over the last probably like 8 years, they put guys in the NFL. They've had outstanding players at the skill position. And Gronowski has sort of been the best quarterback in that stretch where they've had their apex as a program. And so
it's a lot of starts too.
Yeah.
Same level? No, it's not. But when you've started like 40 games, probably.
Jeez.
Yeah.
well, so he started the 6 games that they had in 2020 before his knee injury, missed all of 2021, comes back in 22 and 23 and just lights the FCS on fire as they win a title. Took a little bit of a step back from the passing side of things here.
They were still a top 4
in
seed.
2024. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they were
Still
really
really
still
good team.
great.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, he didn't have Tucker Kraft. He didn't have like NFL. Like South Dakota State has produced more offensive NFL players than Nebraska has in the last decade.
Really?
Think about that.
Say
for a
that
second.
again.
Look, I am fairly certain if you look it up, South Dakota State has produced more guys that are contributing in the NFL than Nebraska has in the last decade on offense.
When you were watching the national championship games, you watched that one on Monday night?
No, I missed Mondays.
There was a lot of players when you're watching them going like, "Oh, you wish you had him.
Yeah,
I wish
well.
Nebraska had him. I wish." I mean, there was a lot of
both
players.
of those coaching staffs were holding their breath on Tuesday, wondering who they were going to
Getting it,
basically
yeah.
see go into the portal, who had let them know that they were going in, who doesn't tell them,
Well,
and all of a sudden is in.
The quarterback for Montana State who's done was right away. I had young Ben look it up a couple weeks ago. I said, check out the quarterback at Montana State because if he's someplace else, he's so good.
Yeah.
And
you were
there's
talking
star
about
running
that.
backs in the
We
portal
were talking
now,
about
too.
that. We had
Who's
that
that?
discussion it must have been after one of the first playoff games.
Yeah.
You asked me about.
I did.
it.
I go, how about the
Yeah.
quarterback from Montana State? Because I watched him and I was blown
and the
away.
quarterback at North Dakota State, great too. I mean, everyone got to see that guy in the
He was-
Colorado.
He was
game.
like
Yeah.
19 for 22 in the national
They almost beat
championship
Colorado.
game.
Yeah.
And the running back for Montana State is in the portal. He's
Yeah.
a good player.
Well,
so we'll see where he
tackle,
goes.
They have an all-conference tackle with 2 years of eligibility from the state of Ohio that everyone around here, like if you were excited about Pritchett and you could get, I think his name is Connor Moore.
That's right. It is name.
You would be significantly more excited about Connor Moore just because of
And
the
always
success. Guess where he's going to visit?
Where?
Ohio State.
Makes sense.
Always remember that there's players on all these teams because sometimes you get so excited about a brand.
Yeah.
And there are players, like I said, I had, when I was at LSU, there was players at Rutgers that we would have killed to have had.
Mhm.
We didn't have very many and didn't have the people up front, but there were some players that were like, oh man, I wish we had him over here.
There's always a dude.
There's
somewhere.
always a guy someplace that is remarkable.
Westmoreland threw the discus in high school. He threw it 204.6 in high school.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cam Jurgens PR 196.8.
Jim Jurgens just catching strays
Yeah,
for not throwing
the
the
Pro
disc
Bowler.
far
The
enough.
Pro Bowler
Pro
catches
Bowler
strays.
Cam Jurgens not good enough for Steve Sipple because of his disc.
Carlos Davis, meanwhile, His PR was 2:14.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Davis twins were remarkable.
They were good players.
They really were.
Both of those dudes were good.
Again, so later in next section, we're going to talk about more players not coming to Nebraska.
That
and
sip is written on.
and their track
The
stats.
story graveyard.
The
story graveyard.
Let's talk about some 100-meter times.
Jake,
Brooke.
Maurice Westmoreland not coming.
Dang it. Bill's Thrills is next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
Hey farmers, join Boyk Farm Outfitters at Precision Planning's Winter Conference happening January 22nd and 23rd at Innovation Campus in Lincoln. At Winter Conference, they'll cover topics like fertilizer inputs, weed management, spraying technologies, and priorities of the planter pass, to name a few. It's your chance to see new research that'll put you and your farm ahead of the curve, and it's free to attend. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, this event's for you. Visit BoykFarmOutfitters.com for all the details and to reserve your spot today.
Since discovering Limitless Mail, thousands of men have changed their lives. They've experienced more energy, sharper thinking, fat loss, muscle gain, and a boost in sex appeal. Men are loving life again, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Wives, kids, even coworkers are seeing the difference. Limitless Mail is a guy changer. We provide custom treatment plans to ensure both safety and maximum benefits. Don't settle for cookie-cutter solutions. Limitless Mail is the powerhouse in men's health. Schedule your free consult.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, the Mike Schaefer Hour is sponsored by Ben Spurk at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Please call them at 402-217-9945 for any insurance needs or questions. You can Ben Spurk, Farm Bureau Financial Services, 402-217-9945. We'll have more from Schaefer in the spillover and the segment, but it is time right now for a Thursday edition of Bill's Thrills. Cool parenting tips.
Cool parenting tips.
So let's fire it up as Sip somehow is not here. We'll get him.
Sip did an incredible thing. We stood outside and talked for 4 or 5 minutes, and then he went to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what happens. He loses track of time.
That was the time. Time escaped him at that time.
He'll be back
I think he
shortly.
just like
Here he is. He's back.
Yeah, he's back.
I think he liked the deadline of seeing if he could, get done before he had to.
We were
to be
talking,
back.
Steve, about how remarkable it was that we spoke for 5 minutes during break, and then you went to the bathroom at that time. He's back. Go ahead.
It's remarkable.
He's back.
remarkable.
He's here, though.
We're here. We're all together.
We are
again.
here. And now it's time for Bill's Thrills. So,
Oh, geez.
Here we go.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is it gonna be bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, as always, Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Call them at 402-730-73873. Free consultation to plan your financial future today. What are you looking at, Sip?
Can I introduce this? Can I help introduce this? It's 7:47. This show's about to take off.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for that interjection.
Do you get it?
We'll get started. Cool.
7:47.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
we
thank
got
you.
it. Right.
Aviation
Let's
humor.
tell it again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Cool parenting tips. The spur is the cure. The spur is the cure. Teach your kids to embrace a spur of the moment lifestyle. Teach your kids to embrace the spur of the moment life. Best stories all start with, and then one thing led to another. That's your top, that when you lead off with that story, and then one thing led to another, then things become pretty incredible. Because it was not planned. It was spur of the moment.
A lot of kids.
So
have that
yeah.
one.
So
all right.
It's a lot of good stuff happened off this. So I'm out. I'm going. If it's okay, I was going to go back to better times. If the breakers would text in, if they're okay with me going back to better times,
Bill.
So when I had this, during this Arctic blast, like that polar vortex, walking sugar, I had some tough times out there and into the wind and some tough. So I got to thinking about tough times and wind, and it got me thinking about one of the greatest moments of my life. It hadn't popped in my head forever. I'm living in Fullerton. It's in 4th grade, and school got dismissed early for a snowstorm, blizzard. And now at that time, you had to wait for your parents to come get you at that. No, you had to find your own way home. Yeah. So it was about an 8-block walk.
God,
and so you had to
parallel walk.
You had to. There was no, hey, come pick
parallel
me up. You're just happy school got out. Yeah. So took off walking, and my neighbor, who's a couple years older than me, I can't even remember his name now, we happened to meet up outside. He's a couple years old like that, and we're just walking down, and you had to cruise down Main Street before we whipped off to go up by the Catholic church where we lived. And we're going down the street like that, and we're walking right into the north wind like that. So there's a bar on the right side like that, which they say right side, that's if you're walking towards the Cedar River. If you're going left, towards the Loop River, it'd be on the left.
Okay.
So we're
Nice.
walking at that, and we come to this bar, and there's a bar there where people eat lunch at and stuff like that. And we're like, hey, let's duck in quick because it was just so cold to take a little
Get out of the
break.
element,
Just get out of the element. So we just duck
Relief.
in. We duck in. There's people in there like that, and it's a blizzard, and they're all hanging out in there and stuff right there because they usually had lunch there and stuff. And so and my buddy goes, hey, I got enough money to get some fries. And I go, that sounds incredible. Let's get some fries like that. So we go and get some fries. The guy goes, no, can't do. The guy, the cook's not here. And he goes, unless you guys want to cook them up. And I go, we'll do it. So in 4th grade and 6th grade, we manned the kitchen. We went back.
Incredible.
I cooked about 25 burgers that day as a 4th grade. I ran the grill, and my buddy ran the
4th grade.
In 4th grade, I was running the grill in a blizzard.
Swim.
I was running a blizzard in a blizzard. I was running the grill in this bar
Spur.
on the east side of the spur of the moment.
Headline.
The spur is the cure. So we get done. We both get 2 burgers and a big deal of fries. We sat in a booth and ate them, then had to walk the last 4 blocks home.
Oh, what a day.
I even did I'd even ding the thing, go ding, order up.
What a day.
So the place was packed, and I'm back there just flipping burgers. And my buddies, he taught him how to run the fryer. So he did the fries.
Happy.
And that's all there was. No cheeseburgers either. Hamburgers and fries.
That's all you get.
And that was
Why
it.
no cheeseburgers?
We weren't ready for that. But just the fact that I don't know many 4th graders that ran a grill, ran the kitchen.
I'm over
in a
here
bar.
wondering if you were offered a job on the spot and then you had to tell your parents, they're like, no, you have to finish your 4th grade education.
But here's
Child labor laws.
But
might
here's
get
the
in the way of
best
that,
part
too.
also with that, which
It's
I think,
Fullerton. I don't know.
which
that
I think would fall
concern.
into parallel lives is that I'm sure I mentioned it to my family, to my parents and stuff, that we're on the way home, we stopped in the bar and we ended up running the grill and got,
I'll be damned.
and all it was like, that sounds good. And that was it. There was no, we'll hold it. Time out. What happened?
No.
What was going on?
No.
Not a word said about it. Not a word said about
It
it.
was different back then.
We put aprons on. We both had aprons.
Did you have a hat on too?
No, I don't remember a hat. But I was
Gotta
just
have
back
the
there.
hat on.
But I remember ringing the bell. Ding! Order up.
You and your friend.
4th grade.
Yes.
Was your friend helping you?
Yes, he ran the fryer. He was in charge. He was older. He's in 6th
That
grade.
seems like the
was
scarier
older.
job of the two.
Yeah,
really.
it was. So I just did the griddle. That was, and there's big
Now,
griddle.
were you shooting for medium well?
No, it
Yeah.
was just me. It was just done. Just well. Just well. There was no options on that stuff like that. Yeah.
Was it a packed bar?
It was
I like
pretty
the
full
idea of
because-
you having like, okay, these have a little pink in them.
Yeah.
In
A little
4th grade.
touch of pink right here.
He's just a little more done.
And no, because the people were in there because the storm. And in general, they had food there also. So people came, and then the guy's like, the cook couldn't make it in because of the
Makes me
storm.
hungry, actually.
I'm telling you what, if you get a chance in 4th grade to run yourself a kitchen, give it a shot.
Well, and that
The
there's
spur
there's also
is the cure.
right. There's also that euphoric moment when they tell you school's out.
Oh,
You're out.
yeah, that's what I mean. The high
Incredible.
that you hit when all of a sudden there's an announcement, school will be dismissed in 10 minutes. But that was, I mean, you imagine imagine the teacher saying, hey guys, let's get this
Nope,
last thing of
it's
geography
over.
done. Nope.
Yeah, it's over.
Nope,
They're
it's just
packing up,
mayhem.
getting ready to roll.
But I remember very clearly, you just put your coat on and went home. There was no, we got to wait for your parents to pick you up. But there's like, no. And then nor was my parents concerned about it. They're
No,
like,
they weren't.
Zero concern.
No, Schaefer, you know what always freaked me out? This freaked me out when I was a kid. I always wondered what it was like in Columbus when, like, at noon on a Tuesday. And then when you're out of school, you're like, oh, this is what it's like. Like,
did you have the same thought, Schaefer? The same questions?
It was not having the same thought.
I always
not parallel.
I was
lives.
generally unconcerned of what was going on noon on Tuesday.
I mean, it always felt like you're kind of in prison. And then when you're out, you're like, okay, so this is what it's like on Wednesday in Columbus.
This is similar to when you work an office job and you're in Monday through Friday and you don't get to leave for lunch or whatever. You have one of those jobs and then you have a random day off, like you're off.
Yeah.
And then you're driving around, you're like, does nobody work anymore?
Yeah.
Everyone's out.
What's going on here?
Everyone has a day off.
I still see that when I see people going like when it's busy with traffic. I go, what are these people doing? What are they doing?
That describes me a lot.
Yes.
That describes me a lot.
I just was spellbound.
As Bill
by
was
it.
telling the image that conjured in my mind initially was like small children walking against wind, like having used
it was.
using
Is that
their, like
look?
arm
Parallel
as a
lines.
shield.
The arm is a shield. Sometimes you remember
man.
this one. Sometimes you'd walk backwards.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
oh,
you'd flip.
I did
you would
that,
flip
for
around
sure.
and walk
that
backwards.
north wind.
We'd walk,
you're-
walk
yes.
right in your face and it's snowing. It's a
100.
blizzard.
Just
and it's
walk
like,
back.
Yep.
Just walk backwards, and it's like, hey, let's duck in here. Next, thing you know, we're running the cafe.
But it's such an image because it's like a smaller individual. You know, the wind is just
it is. It's destroying
them.
you.
Pushing
And
it
they're
down.
putting everything they have to get through it.
Yeah. And you're not prepared for it. The
Yeah.
clothing you had on, we were not prepared for a blizzard.
Did it seem like when we were kids it snowed more?
Exactly.
It did. We walked in more blizzards back then, it seems like.
Uphill
I mean,
both ways,
there
too.
was- There's probably more.
I don't know.
blizzards
I
back
would say like
then.
that,
There
but that,
was.
Yeah.
and
I
then
think there was.
Well, I never had school. Never got canceled for me. I
we
basically
got-
went from like third grade until my senior year of high school. There was no snow days.
What?
Wow.
Like,
That-
Columbus doesn't
that's
have
not
a
the case
busing
in-
system, so they never felt like they needed to shut down because there weren't kids being bussed in, and so there'd be late
that's
starts.
crazy talk.
Yeah, but
There's
no, there
nothing
was
more.
a huge gap between snow days.
See,
in
you
my-
guys are so young, but me and Steve lived the life, and it was incredible. You would just sit there in the morning with the weather at that and listen on the AM radio, and it'd be like,
Oh, we did
And when you heard your school,
when you heard your school, it was just screaming. You would just go screaming
Mom!
crazy. Mom, you're not gonna. And you would sit by there like that, and they'd start rattling them off like that, and it'd be like, Clark's canceled. They go through all the different Genoa, and then you're going like, hold it. This is red schools around us, and we're doing nothing.
Yep.
I remember my dad was a teacher. I would tell him, call Glenn Larson. He's the superintendent. Call him up.
Poor Rob.
Wives are.
I feel like every kid knows the superintendent's name because they are in
That's
charge
the
of
enemy.
the snow
It's the
cancellation.
enemy.
Yeah.
They're the one. And it'd be just the opposite. If I was me, right away, we're canceling. I'd cancel everything right away. I'd make it euphoric for every kid. Give them a chance to cook a hamburger. That's what I would think. If we
Headline.
cancel school, we'll have a chance to cook a hamburger.
That
the spur
is,
is the cure. The spur is the cure. Lead the spur of the moment lifestyle.
that is Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid Plains Advisors. Your cool parenting tip Thursday right there for
Oh,
you.
that was so nice.
It is time to play the game show. Give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Today's topic is not NFL because
I was gonna say, we're
there's
done.
no NFL today. College football playoff finalists, all-time leaders. We got four
Okay.
schools of Ohio State, Texas,
All
Penn
right.
State, Notre Dame.
Okay.
I'll give you a specific number or a stat. You tell me who the players I'm looking for there of that
great.
program's
This is
history.
right. Schaefer's really good at this.
No, this is going to be a struggle.
The shape. I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll see what Jake does.
If past Minnesota Vikings quarterbacks would be better for you.
Yes, because
Yes,
NFL stats,
yes.
but this is college, so see how it goes.
I like
We'll
it.
see.
464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call to take down Sip and Schaefer today in college football playoff finalists, all-time leaders by these schools. You guys feel okay about this, it sounds like.
I feel good about it. I feel great about it. We don't acknowledge the USC fight song enough. That is an incredible
Really
fight
good.
song.
It's pretty good.
Makes you want to do this.
And you are.
Play help.
We are joined by Neil. Neil, how do you feel about the CFP
record's better right
finalists,
now.
all-time leaders of these schools?
I feel okay. Not against those two, probably. Not going to be good. We'll see.
Okay, well,
we're
good.
exceptionally
Sip
bright.
has Schaefer today as his lifeline.
Yes.
First question goes
I'm
to
here to-
Neil.
Bill can chime in.
I'm here just for support.
This is for you, Neil. Who has
commentary?
Who has the most passing yards in Notre Dame history with 11,762 yards? Neil.
Notre Dame. Can I
I
use
know
Bill's a lifeline? Can we make it fair?
I'm sorry.
He wants Bill as a lifeline to make it fair, is what he
We
said.
could do
That's up
that.
to you, Bill. If you want to help, him out.
You want to join another team?
Yeah.
That's a good. This is tricky.
This is tricky, but he's been asked.
Do you want to join another team?
Well, if I've been asked, what do I say? Jake, hold it.
This is on you. This is up
Jake.
to you. I'm letting you guys decide.
What's that?
All of a sudden,
Is
very
Sip okay
controversial.
with
I'm
with-
not doing it.
Okay.
I'm
No.
not doing it. It's not fair. Yeah, I can't
transfer
yeah,
portal.
I can't. I'm not going in the portal. I'm
Neil-
not going to Wichita. But I do have a name.
He has denied your request,
Yes.
Neil. So you got
But
5
thank you,
seconds.
Neil.
5, 4, 3.
I can't. I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm drawing
Four.
blank.
Come on, there's an obvious one.
I have a guess, but I mean, it's
I hate
just
to go
a
in the
guess.
hole.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't-
let's not guess and tell me it's not Joe Montana.
No,
No,
it was.
I have a guess.
Who was it, Chief?
Is it Clausen?
It was Brady Quinn, actually.
there we go.
So
Brady Quinn?
That's Brady.
he has the most yards there from 03 to
Brady
06.
Quinn?
Yes.
Now Clausen would have been one.
That's like top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That was. I thought that's who it was, but I didn't want to guess.
Brady
it.
Quinn's an all-time Notre Dame.
I wouldn't have had it.
Theismann.
First question, Sip, for you. Who has the most passing
single
yards in a season in Penn State history with 3,614 yards?
I'm sorry, the number.
That's easy.
3,614 yards, the most in a one season at Penn State. Who has that?
I have a guess. Do you have a guess?
I have a guess, but I don't feel.
Are we
super
going
confident.
back in time?
I'm not going back in time.
I would be going-
That's the problem I have is I don't think guys were throwing for 3,600 yards back in
That's
time.
probably some truth.
because
to
there's
that,
only 11 games.
Because my guy was back in time, so I may be off on that.
And then Penn State's had some great back in time quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
the
I
person
wanna-
I'm thinking of would be considered an NFL bust.
Go.
You want me to use it?
Yes.
Christian Hackenberg.
I would have counseled against that.
No.
No.
Neil, do you want that or not?
Yeah, I
can't hear Neil.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Okay.
I'm passing. Was it Kerry Collins?
That'd be Trace McSorley.
Oh,
Trace McSorley.
I had Collins. I
See,
thought,
like and then it's like, would I have guessed that over Sean Clifford? I don't know.
Trace McSorley.
2016.
You have to remember the statistics right now that's why this game is tough.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you want to guess all
it
these
just got
big
real.
games.
It just got real.
But
Okay.
I think it's going to be different.
0-0 tie. Schaefer's out of play for Sip and didn't get the question right. So back to you,
It's a
Neil.
failure.
Who has the most rushing yards, Neil, in Texas history with 6,279 yards?
Is it super obvious?
Who else? Is it Bijan? Oh, yeah, Bijan.
It's not Bijan Robinson. Sip,
It's Ricky
you want-
Williams.
Is it Ricky Williams?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It is Ricky Williams.
That was I wouldn't call that back in the day because that makes me feel older than I want to be.
Well, he was an example of a guy that you could Bill. We didn't need Bill Busch to tell us he was a great one.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he did.
you watched him
With your own eyes.
against like
He's
was
on
like
a short list of best running backs
he
I've
was
ever
a
seen.
freakazoid.
Like
I think Barry
Adrian
Sanders
Peterson,
was
Ricky
good.
Williams.
I think Barry Sanders was good too.
Yeah.
This is for the win, Sip. And if you get this wrong, Neil can steal and go with the tiebreaker.
Okay, here we go.
And he's on your own. Who has the most rushing yards in Ohio State history with 5,589 yards?
It's one of two. But this is going to be tough. It's a 50-50 shot. They have a two-time Heisman winner. It could be that. And they have a big dude.
And he was a 4-year guy too.
They have a
Wasn't
big
he?
dude, a big running back that has
5 seconds.
restaurants in Columbus.
5.
Yeah.
4.
It's one of those dudes.
3.
I'm going with Archie Griffin.
And that is a 3-in-1 week, a winning week.
Thank you.
Schaefer, good luck today. I mean,
I
Bill
was
helped out,
the
too.
Sam Darnold of this, but unlike the Vikings,
No,
you
you're
know,
fine.
we
No.
came out ahead here.
Nice try, Neil. Calling down the road.
Christian Hackenberg. What was his name? Neil?
I would have counseled
Neil.
against that.
This is for Bill now. Bill, tiebreaker. Jackson Smith-Njigba has the most receiving yards in a single game in Ohio State history in a win against Utah in 2021. How many yards did he have in that game?
It's a Rose Bowl, Bill.
It was a bowl game, yep.
322.
Sip.
Ooh,
Schaefer
that's a
over
good number.
322 or over under
I'm
322.
gonna slide under on that.
Sip.
It was an incredible performance, obviously. I watched it. I should know this. It was Utah.
Mhm.
Ohio State won the game.
Is it over or under 322? Simple
Not
answer.
who won the game.
It's been stern today.
He's been very stern with this. Yes.
I'll go with Schaefer and under.
It's over 347.
Whoa!
347 yard.
What a game he had.
He was awesome. He was great.
You remember the game he had against
Imagine one
Nebraska
guy-
in 2021 here at Memorial Stadium? He had like 260 some yards or whatever it was. But he was one of the big reasons, besides their kicker, why they beat 3-9 Nebraska that year here in Memorial Stadium.
Tough game, though.
It was a tough game. The
11
spillover.
pick.
Spillover with Schaefer is next, and an early break on the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
An emergency can happen any moment. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. At CHI Health, we stand ready to care for any emergency. Our specialists provide expert care when you need it most and believe healing is more powerful when delivered with human kindness. When seconds matter, know CHI Health St. Elizabeth is accredited in stroke care and offers the region's only ER just for kids. Learn more at chihealth.com/St. Elizabeth Emergency.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny skies this morning, then a chance of snow this afternoon. It'll be breezy too with the high near 38. Tonight, mainly cloudy and breezy with the low around 21. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies return. The high near 33. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
We're on the air. Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the Spillover with Mike Schaefer, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love. We were going through some portal stuff before he had Bill's Thrills and trying to figure out who's coming in Nebraska. I was asking Schaefer, his plans for the day is basically tracking more of the portal. What his time is right now.
Portal. Nobody's reading anything else. It's just portal.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be tracking, I'm sure, Shaez Pete to see if that happens. Shaez Pete, see the thing you wonder, I don't know about you, let's just talk about this. Shaez Pete, the left tackle from New Mexico State, here in town, the question is, does he leave town and go to somewhere else, or does he
I know about Shaez Pete is that Vanderbilt was a pretty heavy favorite before Nebraska got,
and I think they're out.
They did.
Hey, Chafe, I think
I don't know if they're out.
I think they're out.
They've been jumped. I certainly don't think they're the favorite anymore.
No.
I think Nebraska's kind of the team to watch here. And like you said, I mean, does he maybe leaves town just to go get his stuff to come back to town? But I think this one's trending pretty hard towards Nebraska. Like I like where it's going. But I mean, like I said, I mean, all of this is always fluid. On Tuesday night, I'm thinking Nebraska is ending up with this kid that they played in week 1 in Westmoreland.
Maurice Westmoreland.
Like everything can change. You want to talk about story graveyard? I mean, Julian Fleming, Kyle McCord. We had all of that stuff ready.
Story graveyard.
Because it was.
I wrote
was
the
as done of
Fleming
a
one.
deal.
I wrote the Fleming one for us.
Yeah,
I
did Fleming and McCord, and I had the dummy. Like, I mean, that was a done deal.
We're talking about dummy stories, Jake. Stories that sit in your system and never see the light of day.
I have.
Thank you.
Multiple.
Had no idea what you meant by that.
Multiple commitment graphics on my computer of players who never ended up committing to Nebraska. And it's not like, we just made them in advance in case they committed. No, they had already told us they were committing. And then
they decided
something happened and they weren't able to, or a new offer comes in or whatever it is. But
you know what happens? We try to inform. Jake, this does happen where a guy, I'm not saying this happened with Maurice Westmoreland. I don't know what happened, but Schaefer knows this. They will bring guys in and then decide during the visit, Nebraska, no, this is not going to work. That happens quite a bit.
Yeah, this is, and which is a different style than largely what I have covered in the past. Like normally if a guy was coming here, the vetting had already kind of been finalized at that point in time. Here, in the same way that it used to be when you offered a kid, there was no question about whether you wanted him or not. The visit doesn't even mean as much as it used to anymore. It's like there's a moment in the visit that none of us are really visible for, where it's either a green light or a red light if there's any question about a particular recruit, right? You know, whether they're the size or the character or whatever it is. Like it's because there's definitely been people where all it was is, I was going to get on campus and then I was going to announce my commitment. Well, it was on campus, no commitment happened. So do the math, basically not a green light situation.
Right. And some of it's just then what you hear, there's a vernacular you hear now.
Ooh, good word.
And it's something along the lines of the number didn't work. The number. If you hear somebody tell you in these situations, I will ask a person, is this going to work with player X? Well, the number works. So the number being the NIL number. And that's usually, okay, yeah, this is going to work. And a lot of it comes down to that is the number. Well,
this isn't, I tell people because you see it on the message board or on Twitter or wherever, and it's Nebraska needs to close. Nebraska or Coach X needs to do this, or Matt Rule, this isn't recruiting.
Not as much.
It's like a portion of it, but it's negotiating. I mean, sometimes the most important people involved aren't even the player. Like it's the guy negotiating on their behalf.
Hey,
what happened with Isaiah Nair? That is not that unusual, in which sometimes the player doesn't know what exactly is going on, and a deal can be finalized.
Agent.
And they don't have to necessarily be in the room for it.
There's a coach who told me, this is college basketball, guys, that this is a power conference program, that the coaches no longer even talk to most players during the recruiting process, Jake. It's all agent driven.
Yeah, that's great. That's very healthy.
They talk to the agent. Now, there might be local players for whoever that state is that they talk to, but a lot of the national type recruits, there's not even conversation with the player.
Yeah.
It's all through the agents. And then the player's on campus. And here he is. He's our guy.
That's
just
very
very common now.
Yeah. And so for me, with the portal, covering it is not like covering recruiting. Like it's not even close to the same.
It's not
thing.
the same. No.
One, you don't get the interaction with the player very often because
Not
guys
very
in the
often.
portals don't really talk. If
Some
they do, they'll talk after.
Some do.
Some will
but-
just keep you updated.
Yeah.
Like, for
Yeah.
example, Trey Lathan was pretty good about basically like, okay, this is what I'm coming in. Now the visit's not happening. Going to Kansas. Appreciate your time. Blah blah blah.
It's not the same though.
But whereas right now, for the lack of nothing else to do, Nebraska's making these offers for players, and I'm just shooting DMs and just introductory stuff with guys that are getting offers, and they're excited to have someone. Normally, they've been bombarded because there's so much media that covers everything, and now it's like some kids like, oh yeah, I would love to talk about my Nebraska offer. It's like, wait, all right, is this going to be a phone call? What's happening here?
Now, a guy like Shaez Pete, it's probably hard to interview.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just go to the Kindler. Talk to him. He's there.
If Nebraska ends up with
Easy
a Shaez Pete, the race to write the definitive feature on him, and I don't mean like a story of he's committing to Nebraska with a light history of his background. I mean, this is a guy that has, you go back to your previous job at the Journal-Star, like this is a front page feature on his life and what has led to a walk-on at New Mexico State, now being an NIL darling, and everything that led up to the moment that, gets him into this. This isn't a guy that grew up playing football, and now he's an all-conference player at New Mexico State who has the opportunity to potentially play for an SEC or a Big Ten program. Like, there's an outstanding story in there, and I'm excited to see who gets to pull that out. It won't be me. That is not where my skill set comes in.
Jake, I hope you've sized all this up, how much different the receiver room and the offensive line. Well, the receiver room is going to look a lot different.
Yeah. Oh,
your
very
starting
different.
receivers may all be new guys.
But you got Ja'Cory Barney still.
Well,
hopefully.
Ja'Cory Barney, this is all. Ja'Cory Barney's got to compete now.
Yeah, well, that's good.
That's what's happening. I mean,
Cortez Mills.
Exactly.
He's having a good week down in San Antonio.
Desire Hunter coming in from Cal. Of course, the two Kentucky receivers, Hardly Gilmore, and Dane Key. And
Don't
possibly
lose sight of Hardly Gilmore either. That was one Kentucky did not want to see go.
And possibly Jonah Wilson coming from Houston if he commits.
I think
So that's five guys.
Yeah, I think Jonah Wilson. Exactly. Hardly Gilmore. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Jake, Kentucky did not want to lose him. I've heard people say Nebraska wanted him more than they wanted Key.
Well, yeah, he's got 3 years of eligibility. He played 5 games this past year. He played in the SEC already. He had 150 some yards. So he's played. He's slight. He's slight built. So, it's important for the strength and conditioning here. But he can fly on the football field. And he's a Pahokee kid. So there's magic about their high school football down
Pahokee, Florida?
Yeah. They chase rabbits to get their speed.
Well, there you go. But I have to do it some way. Schaefer, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you.
Good
This
to be
hour
back.
always sponsored by Ben Spurk of Farm Bureau Financial Services. For Steve Sipple, Mike Schaefer, and Bill Busch, I'm Jake Sorensen. The Drive is next. We'll see you tomorrow.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance